now comes out the avalanche. Gonna keep on auto-attacking him down. Ice does manage to get off the Ghost Shroud, but I think that's only gonna buy him a few more seconds. He's still running, though. Ice still on the move. Another missed stun. They toss forward Tims. They've got the Cursed Crown. He's buying more time, but...
This is space right here.
Yeah. Even
that took a lot of time to kill him there. Mid's being pressured once again. It's gonna be in deny range, I believe. Yeah.
One more catapult shot, yeah.
Yeah.
Radiant structures are
But it's okay. I'm sure I'll bet
they glyph the catapult. Siege creep. Oh, it's aggroed onto... Never mind.
Nice try.
Yeah, nice attempt. That's pretty confident from Fnatic, using your glyph like that against the Pugna, but I guess they feel like they can still hold onto this mid lane for a long time with all the traps. MP, 6 seconds to go on the next Chronosphere, so maybe an opportunity there. Jabs does have 2 points up in the sun right now, finally getting some levels going for himself, so the teamfight combination for Fnatic's kind of coming along. Looks like Jabs may have also taken the Tome here. They're going to get the Fear onto the Faceless Void. Can bring him down. Nicely placed Brambles. He walks right into that one. Jabs does manage to get the dive away, but they're going to keep on chasing. Cuckoo thinking about the dive. He pops his phase boots and then just runs right back. I don't know if he was trying to force a TP or something, but...
So, I mean, what they're going to do is, as soon as Jabs gets 6 and he regens his mana, they're going to look for a team fight, and they just want to start something and combo with this Void together. Because this DJ actually needs a lane. He needs a lane to actually get his levels right now. And you know, with Abed farming, I think DJ should actually just sit mid. Mid's gonna push in right now. That's where he's gonna get his 6 as well. They need their 6s on their 2 supports to actually make these rotations and take these fights. Because right now I feel like, aside from Abed, you know, TNC is doing well and all their cores and just catching up. They don't feel that much pressure.
Yeah, and it feels like in the next couple of minutes, that's where things could really explode for TNC. They're farming towards their Blink Daggers. As soon as they get those, the pickoff should lead into Tier 1 tower pushes. So it's going to be really important that Fnatic kind of have their full teamfight strength online, because this Void still does not really have a whole lot of farm. Like we've been talking about, the Necrophos got picked pretty early, so they do definitely have the damage to kind of deal with him in this game.
It's really good vision right here in bottom lane. Fnatic actually spotted out all 4 heroes from TNC here, so they're actually setting up. They think they probably abandoned the lane, but they have such a good combo, they're going to set up for this kill here.
Yeah, they're only putting Armel out in front. Everybody else from TNC a little bit split up, just looking for a little bit. Abed does manage to take out the top Tier 1 tower. They're going to jump in with the Chronosphere. Armel just being left alone by his teammates. And I don't think he's going to be able to survive. DJ comes in, finishes the kill. Gabby wants to go on to MP. He's already used the Time Walk to get in, but now Abed jumps into the backlines, looks towards Boogie. Stick Charge is helping to keep him alive. Gabby makes his way into the trees. DJ looking for more, though. He does have a Boulder Smash off cooldown, but it looks like it'll just end up being the Pugna kill, though. They do also successfully defend this Tier 1 tower, so it's going to take TNC another rotation down here to actually finish that one off and start making some openings in the Radiant jungle.
It was a great trade. They got the Tier 1 and Fnatic protected their Tier 1. But knowing that Chrono is going to be down, they might just... I mean, I think they should just smoke down and just pressure that bottom lane again. Because they need to kill this tower to open up the map for them. And to just open up the jungle.
Yeah, it looks like they're thinking about going for the mid Tier 1 instead. Armel's TP'd to mid lane. There's a couple of pings coming in. And the rest of the team is making their way over right now. Ursa, how's the Blink Dagger going? 1,700 gold. Yeah, the lack of an early Tier 1 is actually really hurting these item timings for TNC. You know, Boogie.
Solo kill by Ice is killing Ninja Boogie on top lane. Wow.
Yeah, jeez.
What happened there?
I don't know. I did not catch that one.
So they are actually running back bottom like what they need to be doing, because it just takes 2 Pugna Blasts and it's kind of dead. They don't really have a combo right now. They're showing on top lane with the Necrophos and the TA mid, so it's going to be a free tower for TNC here.
Yeah, Jab's hanging around down here, but I think he's just soaking up that little bit of experience. And TNC already making another aggressive play. They're smoking deep with 2 heroes into the Radiant jungle, looking to set something else up, but there's nobody farming over here. It's not a bad play. There could have definitely been someone farming these camps for Fnatic. They're going to head even further in. Maybe look towards the Faceless Void, who is farming on top of this camp. They're going to go in with the Terrorize. MP being controlled. Cuckoo just needs to get on top of him. Pops the Enrage to make 100% sure that they get this kill. TA is going to make it difficult for them to escape, though. Abed coming in now with the traps. They also secure the Bounty Rune. MP was not expecting that gank to come in from behind like that. DJ rolling forward. He's got the Boulder Smash, cancels the TP. Kuku is going to pay for this one with his life. Sunraid to death. And that's going to be a very good
counter initiation. They have a very good counter initiation lineup. I mean, it's like it's really weird what Fnatic's doing right now because Void just wants to farm, Necro wants to push in lanes, and TA also wants to hit the jungle. You know, Void needs to find a way to really catch up somehow. He's sitting at 42 CS and 5th, 6th in net worth right now, and you know they're not making space for him. I feel like it's just they should be pressuring this top lane a little bit more with both DJ and the Phoenix and the Earth Spirit. You know, and TA kind of lingering around in the jungle as well. He's almost finishing up on his death cell, but you know he can still 2 or 3 shot this Lina. You just play a little bit closer and just give a little bit more space for the Void.
Do you feel like
Void should be playing with them, and Abed can continue farming as well, and farming, you know, snowballing to get his death cell, and then take Roshan and get their timings, and just push all the towers down.
Do you feel like Fnatic are worried at all at the moment? Because the game's relatively even. I feel like they have the superior late game. Ice getting gone and up top here. Boulder Smash from DJ opening up a little bit of space. The Laguna Blade not going to finish off Ice. They're running towards this side trap, but he's going to get slowed down by the Decrepify and just nuked to death. Gabby jumping forward, revealing his Blink Dagger here. Will not be able to find DJ. But,
as you're saying, I don't think Fnatic feels any pressure. Just the fact that, like, no matter how this game goes, even if they got owned early, they're doing well mid. They feel pressured. They have all this crazy team fight, and so going high ground is still going to be pretty hard for TNC, despite them having a pug now.
Yeah,
and you know, with the combo like Phoenix and Void, it's very different. You know, he can just preemptively start the fight with an egg, and Void can always protect it with the Chrono.
Yeah, it's going to be really important for TNC to keep getting these pickoffs with their Blink Daggers. They've just picked up both Blinks, so this is a really big timing for them to continue making plays. Should be able to find some really solid ganks across the map in the next couple of minutes. Armel has just picked up an Aether Lens. He is going to be going for a Yule Scepter next. I guess feeling a little bit pressured by the silence from the Earth Spirit and whatnot. But Fnatic also trying to make some plays of their own. They've got another Chronosphere that they're looking to use. MP spots out Ninja Boogie. He is willing to use the Chronosphere just for this kill. Hopefully they give him the last hit. No, they're actually going to give it to Ice. He takes it with the sight. I don't know if that was necessary, but he wanted the gold.
That was a level 1 side. Actually, I don't know if that's worth it.
Yeah.
It's only 15 seconds more. But yeah, like, I don't think they really have an answer to kill this egg, right? I mean, as long as this Chrono is just ready, like, if he's chronoing one hero on top of egg, there's no way Ursa can... It's just about focusing the Ursa, because Lina's not going to build enough attack speed probably into, like, ultra late game, or maybe just late game itself, because he's just position 6 right now, because he only has Strangler Boots at 18 minutes. He's not going to have enough attack speed almost ever.
Yeah, his fate in these fights, like you were saying earlier, feels like just getting 1 or 2 shot by Abed the entire game. Like, that's he's not going to be hitting the egg, I don't think. TNC trying to continue. The fact that this mid-tier 1 tower is still standing, I think, is very annoying for them. They want that Roshan control. They'd love to get in there with the Ursa. Kuku is hasted right now, running forward. DJ making space for MP. You get another time walk. He's going to be okay. Meanwhile, over at mid lane, Tim's looking for the backstab. Abed still just holding onto the tower, popping the traps. He does have the trap down damage talent now, so clearing creep waves extremely easily, but looks like TNC is still going to be able to force this. Jab's looking for his opportunity. Got the Supernova. They do not have the Chronosphere, but they're going to go jumping in. Sunray going through onto Gabby, taking big damage, but he's still pretty tanky on his Tiny. Ice coming in, maybe wishing that he had the Scythe. Nice Terrorize, catches onto 3. Tim's from the high ground doing the work. Abed jumping in, but Kuku pops the Enrage. He's going to be okay. The Supernova comes out. Ninja Boogie does get 2-shot. But it just ends up being a 1-for-1 trade of the supports. The tower is brought down in the midst of all of that. Armel catching it with the blast. And TNC, they get the mid tower. I think that's what they were really hoping for out of that entire push.
I mean, I think TNC was very happy with that. They only lose a position 5 for a tier 1, and they kill DJ as well. So, but they didn't have any of the big spells up. I think TNC realized that they used a Chrono on the Lina earlier, so they had their timings down on that.
No Chrono, no Scythe. They had the Supernova, but no great ways to protect it at that point. So.
That's why you can say that egg probably wasn't the best egg, but it's just the only position that he can really do it. Otherwise, if it was a little bit more aggressive, it would have been bursted down because they had no, like you said, there was no protection for it.
TNC still, I mean, it's not very much of a net worth or experience lead either way at the moment. We haven't even passed 2K in either direction. Both teams keeping it pretty close. MP is just rushing a Shadow Blade here. Still think he's going to be going Shadow Blade and then back for the Mask of Madness, BKB. Pretty standard build, getting the more aggressive talents, 20 damage, and probably the 100 time lock. They're sizing him up top here. Gabby was very close to being able to jump in and avalanche him, but it looks like MP realizing that something might be going on, and he just backs up.
Yeah. I mean, Chrono is up now. They can look for a team fight. I think this Void and Phoenix should be playing a little bit closer together and trying to find something to do together.
I saw that ending from miles.
Yeah, Fnatic should probably be looking for some opportunities, right?
Or they play around top lane. The top lane tower is only at 25% HP right now, and they can smoke over there, and I think they can fight very easy because honestly, TNC doesn't really have any major items right now. Like they don't have their, I mean, essentially just BKBs, right?
Yeah, they got the blinks. Oh, Jabs is coming in, trying to plant down a ward. He's going to be able to get the dive away. Now Sunray down into the river. Boogie's still chasing him though. Looks for that stun, not going to be able to find it. Bottom lane getting pressured by Ice Ice Ice, but there is also a top tier 1 push coming. And Ice still trying to hold on to these towers. Fnatic really just delaying the game as much as they possibly can, and Fnatic are smoking up. Is this a fight? Is this a sneaky Roche? We'll see what's happening. They're making their decision. They don't really have a ton of vision. They see a bunch of heroes on the bottom side of the map. Oh, Jabs getting caught out by Gabby. Alright, finds a toss and he's dead. Solo kill for the Tiny. They're heading over towards mid. They look at Tim's. Are they willing to use another Chrono and just to support? No. Great combination. DJ and Abed come in with the silence. And now they're also going to spot out Armel. MP was looking for more with the Shadow Blade and they find it. Fnatic some
collateral effect right there.
Yeah.
He was trying to save this Willow or something, but definitely did not need to be there. But because of that, they actually get a free Roshan now.
Yeah, this is starting to look really good for Fnatic. As the game goes longer, the respawns are going to get longer and longer, so there's going to be the big AoE ultimates for pretty much every single team fight. TNC feels like they do have to try and come over and defend this, but it's just dropping way too fast. Fnatic looking like they should be able to secure this 100%. Jab sitting on the front lines, just making sure. Cuckoo is going to come running in. What can they actually do? Gabby jumping onto MB. He gets the time walk off. They get the Tiny up into the air. Ice is going to be looking for the scythe onto Cuckoo. He didn't get the enrage off. That's big trouble. Jab's also going to be diving forward. He senses the opportunity to go in with the Supernova. They're going to look to finish off this Willow. Doesn't even get out of the Shadow Realm before dying. And Fnatic, it's just looking better and better and better. They got those 2 kills. They get the Roche. Jab spamming triumphant squawk.
Oh, I mean, what honestly happened there was I think there was some trust issues there. Like Cuckoo understands the game very well and understands his cooldown. Like he knows he's actually unstoppable. That's why he just blinked in aggressively. I mean, that's also Cuckoo as well. It's part of his playstyle. But then Gabby kind of hesitated a little bit. But if he jumped in with Cuckoo there, I think the fight would have been entirely different. They would have bursted down the Void, and Cuckoo would have been able to get off his enrage as well. And I think the fight would have been a little bit different, but probably still in favor of Fnatic. But they would have exchanged like a couple more kills because of it. It was just like that little split second that Gabby did not blink in with Cuckoo there.
Yeah, so instead of getting something, they got absolutely nothing, and now they're down. Oh god, the net worth graph is just disgusting to look at. Very, very close for a long time, and then all of a sudden, just a huge skyrocketing lead for Fnatic. And,
So, I mean,
yeah, MP's got some farm now as well. A little
bit. Now with this Aegis, their cooldowns are up. Top towers is denied. They're just gonna play around this bottom lane, ward it up, probably smoke, and just position around it. You know, they can be hyper aggressive now. It's because this Aegis on TA is so big for them. You know, they can just pressure these heroes, pressure these towers. And what's Ninja Boogie doing? They don't have their damage. Yeah, they don't have their damage. Otherwise, MP would have definitely gone on them there. I bet just don't care, man.
Yeah.
Two-shotted.
Say goodbye, Ninja Boogie.
This is why I definitely mentioned earlier. I didn't really agree with this Lina position 5 here. You know, it's just he's not gonna get any farm, and he's just gonna be two-shotted all game by Abed.
Do you think they didn't did they not think about the potential TA pick when they picked the Lina? Do you think they went into that Lina pick thinking, okay, maybe we're gonna run this mid, and then they saw the TA come out and they're like, oh, shoot, we gotta adjust here?
They had a feeling they have this feeling if they pick TA, then we're gonna do something else and put Lina as support. But if they didn't pick TA, then we'll keep Lina mid. And I'm sure that's the
Sounds trying to get over to the shrine, but he gets boulder smashed. DJ is playing so nicely on the Earth Spirit. Cuckoo does get the rage up.
Oh,
He's running for it. Okay, they're gonna use the Chronosphere for this one.
I don't think he needed to do that. He had Urn on him.
Yeah,
that's alright. That's life sometimes. But honestly, it was really good. Like, you can see how fast Fnatic played there. Like, as soon as they got the tier 1 bottom, all 4 heroes showed. And Abed continued pushing aggressively, thinking everyone's sitting behind them. But immediately they run to the secret shop, they smoked, and they actually made that play and get a core kill. It just shows how fast paced that they're playing. You know, they're thinking one step ahead. They're not just thinking about this this tier 2 only. You know, it's like Abed's got this. They think that we're all sitting behind them, but they just did this immediate smoke. And it's really well played by them there.
Yeah, they really seem to know what their next move is always going to be. The one thing I have seen Fnatic struggle with a little bit in this qualifier has been getting ahead and then getting a little bit cocky. But it seems like against TNC, that's not really happening. I think they're showing them a little bit of respect. You never know, maybe as they get further ahead, it could be a bit of an issue, but I am starting to feel like they've got this game not completely locked up, but they're in such an amazing position, right? There's still all of their tier 2 standing. They've got fantastic map control. They could look to pick up a gem before too long just to completely keep TNC controlled. And TNC just aren't finding farm. The net worth is going to continue climbing up and up and up because they're just sort of trapped inside of their base.
I think Dota Plus says Fnatic has a 95% chance of winning this game.
Yeah. I don't have Dota Plus at the moment either, so I can't verify that, but
this is just my strong speculation here.
Yeah. I am willing to believe you on that one. So. Yeah, Fnatic pressure bottom a little bit. Now gonna head out, just steal all the Dire farm off of their side of the map. So they're pretty much just getting lane creeps right now. Cuckoo, he wanted to run up this hill. He's like, I want to come and get some farm, but he just doesn't see anything. They've got one observer ward on the map, and it's all the way over at mid. So they know that the Fnatic heroes are waiting up high grounds. They just don't know exactly which high grounds.
The cool thing about this Void is, like, he doesn't need to ever farm. He's not, even though he is playing the carry position, it doesn't matter. He just needs these defensive items, his Shadow Blade for positioning, this BKB for better positioning. Just get these chronos off, and that's all he needs to do. He needs to protect the egg and protect this, like, get just one hero just so TA can burst them down, you know? It doesn't, like, he's just having a chill, relaxing game now. And I'm sure he's happy with just at least picking up the Shadow Blade alone, because he had a really rough start. And this is just, like I said, it's just about this Necro and TA. Yeah. And everyone else is kind of supporting and playing around these two heroes. More or less, it's just all about TA, because you can see even Ice Ice opt for this Lotus Orb, just continue to protect, you know, whether protecting TA or himself. It's good versus Ursa too, you know, maxing out in the armor.
Yeah, they kind of sacked MP a little bit in the early game, right? Jabs did his best to kind of run all those pulls and spoon feed him some experience, but that was about it. We've got a move coming out from TNC. They do spot DJ first here. They get him down, but MP's coming in. He finds the 3-man Chronosphere. They've also got the Reaper's side, the Supernova on top of everything. Armel is just left sitting on the side of this fight, wondering what he can do. Tims was trying to go for the Ice kill, but he's still got the Yule, so he's going to be okay. MP finds a double. Abed's looking for more. Multiple buybacks coming in from TNC. They are looking towards this Pugna, but he gets the blink off. Triple kill for MP. Abed trying to finish this kill, but the Decrepify is so annoying, and Armel is pretty speedy. Runs south. MP looking towards Cuckoo for the second time here. Can't really man-fight the Ursa, though, but he's got backup coming in. And Cuckoo just getting kited around and now brought down.
It's GG, man. They have to call it now, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Ice didn't use Lotus Orb on Abed there. When the Decrep was down for that split second, he got stunned by... what is it called? The Curse Crown? Yeah. Oh gosh, we gotta learn spell names, man. Yeah, the third spell. I was gonna say E, but
yeah, who knows what hotkeys people are using. Oh, Void's dead. Alright, TNC, they're not done just yet. Gabby still getting burned down by the Sunray, though. That Decrepify actually hurting him a decent amount. Jab's gonna go for the dive out. Abed gets hit by the Curse Crown once again. Tims looks like he's dead as soon as he drops down to the ground. Yeah, Abed unstoppable. Still has his BKB off cooldown. Armel, what can he do here? They are slowing this push quite a bit. But
they're gonna have to back down. They have no mana.
Oh. Gabby whiffs the avalanche entirely. He wanted to go for Abed, but does not land it.
What was Gabby doing there? What did he
was.
expect to happen?
I don't know if he was hoping for a tossback or what. Like, even if he gets the TA with the stun, he's still gonna just pop BKB as soon as he lands. I
think he could burst him actually. 1800 HP, double hit, and then throw the tree with the combo.
Maybe.
I can see it. No, because he has the avalanche damage talent as well.
True.
We're still going. We're still fighting here.
Cuckoo sounds. Yeah, TNC, they are not giving up on this high ground, even with heroes dead. Still just spamming. The melee barracks is extremely low, so they got to keep these catapults away from it. But all right, TNC. I thought that was definitely going to be the one lane of Rax. I mean, Fnatic are still very far ahead by the numbers, but TNC, this is the never say die attitude. Oh. Jabs might just be solo killed here. Dive away. Alright, Curse Crown. He's going to be okay. Bedlam not doing nearly enough damage. Tim's, his TP is on cooldown. Whoop. Gabby coming in. Alright, they finish what Tim started. Tim's is still just hiding in these trees, hoping that nobody checks.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, the kill was very meaningless. It's a position 5. He has the lowest net worth of the game, and he kind of just helps the team by just showing like where the rest of TNC is, because TNC definitely wanted to make an aggressive play there. Fortunate enough, it just found Fnatic's lingering position 5.
Yeah, it doesn't really amount to too much. TNC
did
get
he
out
need
on
to
the
die
map
there?
a little bit.
No.
Huh?
I said, did he need to die there? No, but you know.
Yeah. Okay, MP showing mid. He's going to be joining the rest of his team as they come up here to try and defend this top tier 1 tower. It's already gone, getting blasted and tossed. We've seen this story before. Ninja Boogie, this time around, it takes more than 2 hits. It is going to be 3. Abed jumping down into the river. Tim's going to be trying for the TP out, but MP jumps in, finds a great 2-man chrono, and they've set up for the side blades as well. Armel taking the damage there. They're going to set up the scythe onto Cuckoo. The chat wheel spam continues. Fnatic really feeling themselves here in this game. Gabby's going to go and push top a little bit. But
sick chronos, man. MP is playing so well. I mean, they just have so much to go in with, and you know, Fnatic, Abed's not going to be scared, Necro's not going to be scared. They're not going to be scared going in because they have so much protection. They have an egg, they have a chrono, and it's just, I don't know how TNC is going to be able to take these team fights, honestly.
Yeah, where are the MP doubters now? He's been looking really good in this qualifier. At the same time, it is still kind of the Abed and DJ show a lot of the time, but MP's holding his own. Tim's getting gone on here. Ninja Boogie to get the stun over onto Jabs. He's not going to be able to get the ultimate out. Abed pops the BKB, just chasing Gabby up onto the high ground, but decides he has a little bit too much HP. Not going to go for it. They still have not finished this melee barracks at mid. They do force the buyback out of Armel, but TNC somehow continuing to defend this. I am not sure how, but I guess the one thing is that Fnatic haven't taken a fight inside of the TNC base just yet. So every time
they know it's a throw. It's a throw if they do. They're just gonna wait for the next Aegis, get the cheese, and that's where they're gonna honestly try to end the game from there. And TNC is going for an aggressive smoking. They know Roshan's gonna be spawning anytime soon. Cooldowns are up on Fnatic, and this is their timing right now. They should look for a fight because Chrono's going to be up in 25 seconds. And Fnatic understanding and knowing this, that everyone's off map on TNC, they're just backing off, playing together, waiting for the cooldown of Void, and it's so good. They're just going to be smoking up now. So now they're ready to fight because their cooldowns are up in 10 seconds. Yep. You know, TNC had the right mindset, but Fnatic was just, you know, they understand where TNC's on the map. They're making a smoke play, and fortunately they didn't find anything there.
Yeah, totally the right play, but Fnatic also just reading the game in exactly the same way, backing all the way up close to their base. Now they come out. Okay, ISSI's gonna reveal himself. TNC thinking about whether or not they need to take this fight outside of their high ground. They only have 2 buybacks available.
I think they just Roche with you know, Abed, and if they want to fight, you have a chrono and egg for protection. So
yeah,
there's no defense for TNC to take any. I mean, they took the shrine in as well, but I guess they just want to cut the waves right now.
Yeah, Armel's doing a decent job of getting these lanes shoved out. Top lane's pushed quite a ways, but looks like Fnatic not going to go back and defend that directly. They're just going to keep cutting top wave until it gets back into a good spot. DJ does have a gem picked up now as well, so even more map control for them around the Roshan pit now. They're laying down side traps everywhere. Just really doing their due diligence and 100% setting up to secure this Roche. Oh.
Regardless, it was going to be pretty secured here.
I thought he forgot to trap that wave. All right, there you go. Got it on the second one.
Abed micro. Where are them MP haters now, man?
Yeah, he's looking good. It's not, you know, the series is not over yet. There's still opportunities, but been looking really good in this game. A little bit of a slow start. Some good decision making, I think. Sort of having to play from behind. And the Chronospheres have been really good this game. I think the one Chrono on the Ursa that was maybe a little bit unnecessary, but other than that, some really nice 2 and 3 man Chronospheres.
What's Abed doing? He just popped random traps. I like how they were actually, I think they were actually trying to plan something there, because they honestly, after they took Roshan, they were actually standing there for about 10 seconds. I was counting, I was watching, and they're just lingering around, not knowing what to do, whether we're going to defend bottom or push mid lane, and they made the decision, let Ice TP bottom, and they're going to push this lane a bit. He's probably, after this wave, he's going to cut towards mid, and take a team fight, and go for these Raxes.
Oh god, alright, so Abed has a double damage and a Hex. He has backpacked his BKB for now since he has the Aegis, but he is just... He is terrifying right now. Oh, TNC Cuckoo getting caught out. He's also silenced. He does have a BKB. He's okay for now, but he doesn't know about this Hex. Still pops the BKB fast enough. Will not get Hex down. They're going to drop the Chronosphere on him, just looking to secure this kill. He does not have a buyback, so he's now dead. The Void losing his life, though. Jabs now no longer has the protection for the Supernova. Terrorize coming in, not going to catch onto anyone. Nice Yules from DJ, keeping himself alive. Abed pops the BKB, turns around, and chops off Tim's head. Beyond godlike streak for him. Tim's going to buy back. Ice Siege in the high ground. This melee barracks has regened all the way back up. Pretty much to full. Well, we called out where are the MP haters.
That was still a good chrono, though.
It was
honestly.
a good chrono.
It wasn't bad. Yeah, it was a good chrono. You can't blame him. Even though he died, I think that fight, it was still okay. You still take Shrine. Damn, that's crazy, though. Like, this team fight, Abed just ran out of mana completely with this. I forgot about this nerf on Hex. It's 250 mana now. And with the Pike as well, that's 350 mana already. That's insane. 2 spells.
Oh. They're coming in. They want to defend the Shrine. They're going to jump in on the backlines. They're looking for Jabs. Can they burst him down? He does actually manage to get the egg off. Can they protect it? They're using the Reaper Scythe to try, but the double BKBs and the right clicks are enough. Gabby getting right click down. DJ rolling forward is going to be looking for Armel. He gets the Yules off. Now Abed is stunned. Looking like he might be losing the Aegis here. They still lose Armel at the end of the day. Curse Crown stuns Abed. Ice. Looking to hide in the trees. The Sunray is helping out a little bit. Jabs did come back into this fight. DJ finding a triple, just making the plays. Ninja Boogie getting hexed down and finished off. Abed continues his streak. On the other side of the fight, MP spots Tim's trying to escape. We'll just get the Yules up on him, and looks like Tim's is going to be alright, but Fnatic, just too many resources at the end of the day. We'll be able to win that fight. TNC, not enough buybacks left, and looks like they will finally come up here and claim this melee barracks. It's just the 2 supports alive for TNC.
We're gonna take bottom as well. It should be 2 sets of racks here. Chrono will be up as well.
Oh. The Hex onto Tim's, dead again. Nothing that Ninja Boogie can really do. Came just a little bit too far forward. Alright, that should be it. We thought it was gonna be over before, after that disastrous Roshan team fight, but it does take a little bit longer. But Fnatic now 24k net worth lead. I don't see any. There's absolutely no way for them to lose this game at this point. Oh, let's say Dota Plus probably 100% at this stage.
No, we've seen I think a 98 or 99%. It was at TI. It was Fnatic versus I forgot what team it was, and it was the Abed Huskar. I'll never forget that, diving that fountain, you know. So yeah, you know. But actually, that was some team with EE, so anything can happen to EE, right?
Yeah, that's definitely true. If there's anything to say about Eternal Envy as a player, is that anything can happen. It's always fun casting and watching EE games for that reason.
Oh, Abed, please get your 25, man. Let's go farm the wave, man. Get that XP. Alright. He just doesn't want to show on the map, I guess. 25 is so close.
Does anyone ever get the Sideblade spill paralyzes talent? I don't know if I've like ever seen that, but maybe maybe one day it'll get changed or something. But +4 refraction instances is just very straightforward and very strong.
And especially against TNC's lineup, they like I mentioned earlier, like during the draft, why TA was such a good pick is because they have no instant burst for this refraction. They actually need hits. So maybe I guess kind of like Avalanche, but nothing really takes off refraction instantly from TNC's lineup.
Cuckoo, Yules, he's got the BKB, he's gonna pop it and just try and run this one off, but MP's chasing him. It's the bash, out comes the Chronosphere, and this is looking like a very dead Ursa. Scythe him, just to put him in the hole for a little bit longer. Does have a buyback, but down for 100 seconds. TNC also gonna end up losing Armel over at mid. Abed finding that quick pick off. Fnatic playing split across the map, but knowing that they can get away with it, they're forcing out the buybacks now as they head up onto the high ground for the final lane of Rax. TNC, what are they looking for? Tims is over in the tree line. Gabby shadowblading forward. They're throwing out the Terrorize, which doesn't connect onto anybody. Ice, just the front line here. Scouting things out. MP not going to get jumped. The Avalanche a little bit off the mark. Abed still going to work. He's got another Hex, and he's got his BKB. Still hanging on to it, just relying on the refraction for now. BKB finally coming out. He is getting right-clicked down somewhat by Gabby, but they've locked down Cuckoo. They bring him down for the second time. DJ rolling forward onto the Willow. She's now dead, and Fnatic looking to finish this one up. GG's getting called, and Fnatic will be taking this first game in 40 minutes. Pretty convincing performance from them, and TNC, I don't know, they just felt like they never really got the ball rolling. They got those 2 Blink Daggers, and then they got them a couple of kills, but it was never like multiple kills into an objective. And they just kind of ran out of steam.
I think what it really came down to is just a big part of it was the draft issue. I think TA had an absolute free game. They did lane correctly and everything, and it's not about just entirely about timing. It's like I felt TNC, well, I guess they lost mid lane way too hard as well. You know, I guess I wasn't sure about this Pugna and TA matchup, but they won top lane pretty hard. Bottom lane was in favor for this Tiny as well. They won the 2 side lanes, but it didn't matter because, you know, when it comes towards this mid game, TA is gonna hit his timing with his blink, his Deso, and it's just he gets his Aegis, and they just kind of snowballed off of that. You know, Jabs, he was level 1 up until 6 minutes into the game. And it didn't matter, you know. It's just as soon as this Phoenix gets his level 6, DJ gets his level 6, Void is level 6, just like it was extremely hard for just TNC to take any fights. And you can see they were playing pretty scared, even though they were 5-manning. Like the tier 1 bottom, they were trying to 5-man, and they were playing really scared. They just let Pugna siege, and you know, he ended up dying because of it. And I don't know. I guess also Fnatic just read the map well. You know, they played off their cooldowns very well. They played aggressively when Chrono was up, and then when Chrono was down, they just played it pretty passively. It's not about the egg or anything else. I guess they just played more around MP's timings. And you can see, like, you know, that last play I kind of mentioned, when after they took the Raxes, TNC immediately smoked out, and Fnatic was like, you know what, let's just sit behind our tier 2, sit here for about like 5-10 seconds, you know, wait for this Chrono and smoke when Chrono's up in about 10 seconds, and that's what they did. And TNC's smoke ran out, and it's just they took Roshan from it, and they kind of continued snowballing. It's a snowball effect, right?
Yeah. For 100%. Like, and the TA didn't die a single time the entire game. Like, Abed was just farming and farming and farming, stacking Ancients. I don't know if had they been able to gank him, maybe they could have taken that tier 1 tower and like established a little bit more control. But who were they going to gank him with? Like the Willow and the
Lina.
Huh?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Both of them had to rotate together or something.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll have to see what TNC can do game 2. Are there any obvious adjustments that you feel need to be made? Is it mostly on the drafts, do you think?
I think it's definitely mostly on the draft and how they laned it. I think they should have just manned up, put that Lina mid, because they think they needed a strong Lina, because you can't put a Lina support position 5 against a TA. You know, he's, like I mentioned, he got 2-shotted all game. The one time he didn't is because he had 10 Magic Stick charges or 8 Magic Stick charges. That barely helped him survive. But other than that, just it's a draft issue. And I think, like I said, they should have just or draft or just how they position their heroes. I think Lina just had to man up and go mid.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to wrap it up for game 1. We're going to have a short break, and then when we come back, hope you guys will all join us for game number 2 here for the Kuala Lumpur Major SEA qualifiers, Fnatic versus TNC. Fnatic on the verge, one more game win, and they will be punching their ticket to the Major. TNC, this isn't going to be the end for them if they do lose this series. There's still the lower bracket journey to come, but they would much prefer to take this out to a game 3. So join us in a couple of minutes, guys, as game number 2 comes up.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
As we now get into the game 2 draft, Wisp is going to make it through into the pool, so Fnatic are going to snag that pretty much instantly. I'm Basescape, it's great to be casting for you, and once again, I'm going to be joined by Demon. The draft is happening super fast, so what do you make of it? Oh, Jimmy's gone. Jimmy's back.
Hey man.
Hello.
Dude, that was awkward, man. I was like talking in game and I forgot like my voice is open so they can hear me. I was like testing it. I hope that wasn't.
That's alright.
10 seconds.
Apologies to the Dota TV viewers.
I was like blowing on it and everything, and I realized I was like, oh, I see this little mic button open. It's all good.
Turn to ban.
That's right. Okay, so first pick Wisp, no big surprise. Gyrocopter is the follow-up. Poor Tiny, you know, you used to be Tiny Wisp. Now it's just Gyrocopter Wisp. They're best buddies now.
Yeah, it's pretty good. They have fast movement speeds together, and I think that's what makes this new Gyro Mjolnir combo so strong, because he gets that Aghanim's hit too, and he always gets his Mjolnir proc, so it's pretty insane. It's quite surprising. I guess they wanted to change things up a little bit, right? With this TNC lane secure, maybe with this Void.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, maybe. I'm personally not a huge fan of the Lich pick. I saw Tigers were picking Lich a lot. If 1437 wasn't getting Silencer, he was pretty much picking Lich every single game, and it just doesn't really seem to have that much of an impact necessarily. And the complete inability for Lich to like rotate around the map and make any plays or switch lanes, I feel like really hurts a lot. You know, when we're seeing certain teams, like even with the Phoenix, you know, the Phoenix is rotating and ganking and killing the Pugna and all this kind of stuff. So we'll see how it works out. The Chain Frost is decent against the Wisp in theory, but I feel like in practice, these pro teams are really good at kind of breaking up the Chain Frost really fast.
I mean, the purpose at the moment is just, I mean, of course, it's like, you know, you're going to relocate in and this Void's going to chrono that combo, or combo them, and then Lich is going to combo them. But, I mean, I think I can kind of see them in the laning phase similar to as these Enigmas that have been spammed, Earthshaker and now Lich, right? You just want to, like, secure your off lane, and it just, it makes your laning phase easy. That's what it is, and that's essentially what they have right now. I'm not sure if it's going to be Lich Void in the off lane, but you know, as far as like the bottom lane goes, it's going to be pretty secured for the most part. Their off lane is going to be secured in the aspect of getting levels, and as long as they block the small camp, and that's something they'll probably bring a few supports to do to secure that.
So the other thing we've seen people kind of trying against this Gyro Wisp is like picking Morphling, and then trying to, you know, have your own Gyrocopter. Right, just morph into him, pop Flak Cannon, morph back, and trying to do some damage. I haven't seen that work out so great. I think the big thing as well is that the Gyrocopter Wisp combination just farms really fast. So I feel like TNC, if they want to deal with this, hopefully they're going to get some tools to take towers pretty quickly and just apply that map pressure so they can't stack Ancients, they can't be just farming the jungle constantly, because I think that's the other big obstacle, is that Gyrocopter with the extra move speed and Gyrocopter being able to spam Rocket Barrage whenever he wants, and Gyrocopter never having to walk to a fight because he just gets relocated everywhere, actually farms a lot.
TNC's opting for their signature heroes. I actually realized Void is actually one of Gabby's favorite and best heroes, and Tuss is alongside with Tim's and Ninja Boogie. I know he's one of those few players that enjoys playing Lich, so I'll just say it's one of his top priorities there.
Yeah.
It's the OG effect, It's a TI. They just pick their favorite heroes or best heroes and comfort heroes. That's what you call them, right? And that's what it is.
Yeah. Could you move your mic maybe just slightly to the side of your mouth a bit? It's a bit breathy. I don't know if you moved it since the last game.
Yeah, I moved it. Is it okay now?
Yeah, it's okay. Can you turn yourself up a tiny bit? Is that a possibility?
Yeah,
I've already got you at like 200% on Discord. I can also turn you up potentially.
How about now? I was like 60%. I put it at 100.
Yeah, it's a little bit better.
I can turn microphone boost. Hold on. Just fix this before the game starts, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Well, somebody was complaining that you were cutting out as well on Twitter. I don't know if anyone else is, because you're not cutting out for me, and they said it was on stream. So.
How about now?
Sure. Oh God, what is that? Is that with the microphone boost?
Yeah, is it loud?
Yeah, turn that shit off. It sounds really strange. You're kind of like crackling. Here, I'll turn you up on my end as well. That'll be fine.
I turned that. Okay, I don't know what's going on, man.
Okay, no, I think you're fine. All right. Well, if we've got picks in the meantime, Fnatic going to be going for the Winter Wyvern. I'm a little bit surprised that TNC opted to take the Lich instead of the Wyvern against the Wisp. The Winter Wyvern has been super popular this qualifier, and I feel like part of it is teams like they're kind of willing to let the Wisp through if they can get the Wyvern, because then you just Winter's Curse the Wisp, and hopefully the Gyrocopter or whoever the tether partner is just kills him. But no, instead Fnatic get a really late Wyvern pick. They get a super comfort hero in the Invoker. I feel like Fnatic are just loving the way that the draft is going so far. But this Storm Spirit pick is interesting. This is looking like a pretty good Storm game. There's not a ton of lockdown for him, and he can really hunt these two supports super hard in fights.
Yeah, I mean, this IO is going to have definitely a rough game because of the Storm Spirit. Their only stun is what? They have no stuns, right? I don't know if you consider Gyro Rocket as a stun. I guess Winter Wyvern ulti for a setup.
Yeah, into the rocket.
The cold snap?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe
I mean,
you Winter's Curse him and then you EMP him, and then he doesn't have mana left. That might work.
Stun the Tidehunter, huh?
Oh, that's
well, probably they felt that they don't have any heroes to really kill him, and they don't want to use Chrono on a Tide as well. And if they do, it's like, he's gonna have his hood, so Lich won't do anything. They have saves from Winter Wyvern and IO for the regen. Yeah, I kind of like this Tide pick. It's bringing it back a little old school here for Ice.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a Tidehunter for a little while, but this is kind of your classic counter to the Faceless Void, right? Void jumps in, he chronos somebody, and then Tide just jumps over the chrono and ravages the entire rest of the team. It doesn't even matter if Void is BKB'd and he's auto-attacking. He needs his teammates to be contributing damage to actually find kills in the chrono most of the time. So the ravage in the chrono kind of...
I just got a little PTSD looking at this Tidehunter pick here, I have some history with them. Yep. Ooh, bad memories here.
What do you talked about? I'm not picking up on. Sorry to make you explain if it's.
There's a certain TI4 that missed the top 8 playoffs match because my Tidehunter went a certain Midas, rushing a Midas, and it's kind of where Classic Jimmy kind of came out.
Right.
So that's some PTSD there, man.
That's right. You're casting now, Jimmy. You're safe. It's good. TNC. What is this Tinker.
Cuckoo
Cuckoo, Storm Spirit,
Storm.
Armel, Tinker. Oh, what?
It's like
This is
it's
so
like
greedy, Steven.
They're
This is
playing-
what is this tricore? What is this tricore? It's Tinker, Storm, Fizz, Void. Who is doing
Nice.
anything this game? I don't understand.
It's like Cuckoo never left mid, man.
Please explain. I'm lost. I don't understand Dota anymore.
I mean, they don't have catch for Tinker, right?
I guess. Are they like? Can they just stall this game? The Tinker is a good hero against Gyrocopter. Like the burst is good, disarm's good.
10 seconds.
Honestly, I don't like it. I don't like it.
yeah.
Unless TNC freaking finds a way to like
Seconds remaining.
have this snowball start on Tinker, and he just does well, then yeah, you know, I think they can win late game. But I think mid game is where Fnatic's gonna capitalize, take their Aegises, take all of their towers, with all the regen. Tide's gonna go whether he's gonna go blink or he just wants to do his mech and pipe, either or. It's just I don't know. I mean, I think he's gonna rush pipe here.
Yeah, I can definitely see this Tinker at least dying a couple of times to the Invoker as well. Like Abed, what he's been doing, he has been kind of going Quas Exort in the lane, kind of getting like 303 or 204 or something like that, and then he's going back for Wex, and he's still kind of playing your phase boot, earn, like run around the map, find kills with the cold snap combination. So I feel like Tinker's gonna die at least once or twice to that, and if they lose their Tinker, I don't know what TNC do during that time. It's not gonna be.
They have Cuckoo
Not gonna be
Storm.
This is so different from like it doesn't feel like a TNC draft, right? To me, TNC, it's all about you're active, you're aggressive, you're running at them. The supports have playmaking potential. This game, it doesn't even really feel like the supports have a huge amount of playmaking potential. Maybe Tim's will prove me wrong, and then the cores are all greedy. They're like for the first 10 minutes they have one Chronosphere, and that kind of feels like it's it. I don't know. This is weird. We'll see how it goes. Maybe there's something that we're not seeing. But
These tips are the best, man.
yeah, you gotta pay attention to who's tipping who's tipping the opposing team and who's tipping their team.
They're just sharing the tips, man. And
Yeah.
Abed and Gabby love tipping each other.
All right. Well,
And
TNC,
a
they're gonna
smoke out from TNC.
they're gonna try an aggressive move to begin with here. Maybe they can snag themselves a first blood. It is going to be a side lane Storm Spirit. TNC, what can they get done here? They're just waiting up on this hill. I saw this play the other day, and somebody was silly enough to come and run into this little section of vision that the tower has, and that like completely just gave the game away. I don't think TNC are going to be making the same mistake. Jabs coming around the corner. He hasn't seen them yet. They spots him now. There's 4 heroes surrounding him. He immediately pops the Arctic Burn, and he's actually okay. He survives on 30 HP. Oh god.
I have no idea why Cuckoo did not use Static Remnant. What other spell is he gonna skill? Like, he ran on top of him and he right-clicked them 2 or 3 times. Right in front of him, in front of that ward. So that's pretty questionable by him there.
Yeah, I kind of knew that was going to be coming. And then DJ, alright, he doesn't quite manage to steal that bounty rune. Who's going to get to this other one over here? Gabby, alright, looks like he is going to end up beating Ice Ice Ice. So, it's still 3 bounty runes for TNC, but that should have certainly been the first blood for them.
It's a Gabby play right there.
Yeah.
3 runes for TNC.
Alright, so Abed has skilled up the Cold Snap at level 1. 1 point in Quas. I don't know if he's going to be just going straight Quas Wex this game. Every game that I've seen him play this Invoker, he has been picking up at least some points in the Exort early on. But
Fnatic was so quick on that. They noticed Storm TP top, and Gabby was trying to run back bottom, and then they immediately TP this Tide bottom, and now Cuckoo has to run all the way back bottom, level 1, and Tide's gonna already have his free snowbally start here.
yeah, Cuckoo is 0 experience so far. Not fun. Armel taking quite a lot of damage at mid. Looks like he got cold snapped and then just right clicked a bit. This is historically a pretty reasonable matchup for the Tinker, but Laser has been made quite a bit weaker kind of since then. The cooldown is really long at the lower levels, so I don't actually know. Armel's just copping more right clicks here. Hasn't even bought a salve or anything, and now the Abed going for the tornado is this attack and a miss. Okay, we got the fairy fire. Both of those attacks hit uphill, but Abed is just in complete control of this lane. He's sitting on the opposing high ground. Salve gets delivered, so he's okay now, but...
Yeah, forced the fairy fire himself, so... making him use all his consumables already.
How is this Gyrocopter doing in terms of CS? He's actually not doing too badly. 6 and 4 on MP.
I like this build on Ice Ice Ice. I think once Jabs gets level 2, he actually went for the Gush build, so they're looking to kill. He doesn't want to just farm in this lane.
Yeah, I don't think he has to be. He doesn't really have to be worried. There isn't a ton of kill potential here between the Tusk and the Storm Spirit. So yeah, I'm a fan. He's also picked up boots, so he's going to be able to chase quite a long way.
And Cuckoo's still level 1. They're going to go for this kill soon.
Yep. They're going to come in with the Arctic Print. There's also double damage for Jabs. Alright, there's the Splinter Blast, slowing him down. Cuckoo's definitely dead. Tims does have a snowball to try and buy a couple of seconds. Ice 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 a little bit low, but he just drags them up the lane, so they have more room to chase. Cuckoo gets into the trees, but the Shards block is not going to be enough. Tims did everything that he could to try and save him there, but still, first blood for Jabs.
If only Cuckoo was level 2, I think it would have made the biggest difference. You know, that overload damage with 3-4 remnants that he used would have been a huge difference there. Ice 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 kind of was down, lingering with like 20% HP.
Yeah, they would have... do you think they needed the DD to get that kill? Or
yes, they did, definitely.
Yeah.
It was a really close kill still. You saw Ice Ice Ice, like I said, he was at 20% HP. Like I said, it's the little things that matter here. Storm being like level 1 still during that kill. So, I mean, it doesn't hurt him too much either.
Yeah, still not a very fun situation. Cuckoo, mid lane, another tornado coming through. But Tinker is still leading on the CS, has gone for the double Null Talisman build so far. DJ getting harassed by Ninja Boogie. So, right now, it's pretty even across the board in terms of the lanes. Very slight net worth advantage going Fnatic's way, but not too bad. The Void is at least finding pretty good farm. I think it's really important that Gabby has a good start, because he's really going to be the only playmaker early on here for TNC. They're going to be waiting a really long time for Armel to really come online, right? Tinker needs his BOTs and his Blink to really be even remotely useful to his team.
And I think he has 2 options. I don't know. I think he needs to rush Shadowblade. He goes to Sakila, treads into Shadowblade. I don't think he has any space to really make a Mom to farm, because they have a Storm and Tinker who just wants to take up the jungle and just push the lanes in. And Gabby he needs to be the space maker for the team alongside with the Lich and Tuskar and play with those 2 heroes.
Yeah. It's also kind of tough because he's sort of the... Oh no, Armel getting ganked up. Jab's just making moves everywhere so far this game. He got the double damage, got him a kill at bottom, he gets the invis, he gets him a kill at mid. TNC really paying for not having any rune vision right now. I think they even saw that Jabs picked up that invis. I feel like Tims was over there, but maybe that was not communicated. Yeah, might not have seen him.
Regardless, I mean, Jabs is playing really well. He's making sure he's checking all these runes and just rotating, getting kill bottom lane, going to mid, just moving back and forth, you know. It's really hard to notice like where he's going to be going. You can see he was looking into running mid again, but Tims kind of cock-blocked him a little there, checking bounty runes.
Alright, Tims wants this bounty, but the other one is going to go to Jabs. Oh, battle for the top ones. DJ does actually manage to grab it. He needs the mana to tether away, does get it. MP, no stress there. They do not have a bottle just yet on the Switch. DJ actually wants to go back to the shop, get the bottle, and then still get the refill. And he does it. Alright, nice.
Well played.
Yeah. Oh, and Jabs now with the smoke. Smoked up behind on the mid lane. I mean, it is 5 minutes already, so he's not going to be able to snipe the courier. He just wants another kill on Armel. Abed does have 3 points up in the Wex now, so he's got a pretty good tornado. EMP coming through. Splinter Blast looks like it got disjointed by the tornado, though.
There was a little bit of communication there. Like, he threw the split the same time the tornado went off. So, would have been a for sure kill, but it would have been for sure, even though Tuskar was sitting in with a snowball.
Yeah, I think because they still have the cold snap, he would have been.
Yeah,
it would have just gotten right clicked.
And so I think they just abandoned bottom lane. It's just Ice 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 level 5, and it's just, you know, with the Winter Wyvern and Tide having Gush, Storm's always just gonna die. So he's just trying to stack some neutrals. Sit back, chill, and farm. And good ward. Jabs was already pre-planned this.
Tims May have bitten off a little bit more than he could chew here. Tornado's coming through. Abed looking to finish the kill. March of the Machines does grab Abed though, so that is so much gold for Armel. 440 gold actually for that kill. Well worth it for Tims to make that play. But, yeah, like you're saying, Ice just has complete free reign down bottom. He's gonna have his Dominator soon. Gonna very quickly take this tower after that. I mean, he's just keeping his siege creep alive right now. There's a huge creep wave, and nobody's anywhere nearby. Storm Spirit's just been jungling. Cuckoo heading back to this.
Bottom lane.
Yeah, this is big. And look at all this pressure. Look at all the vision in the Radiant jungle. They know exactly what's going to happen. They know that the Storm Spirit is going to be farming. They know that the Tinker also wants all of that jungle farm. So, if Fnatic take these tier 1 towers early on, I don't know what TNC are going to do. They just don't have anywhere to go. They don't have any other plays to really make.
That's their problem with their lineup. Their lineup that's way too greedy. You cannot have a Storm, a Tinker, and a Void, 3 heroes.
In big trouble at mid. Abed, Tornado in 1 second's time. Jabs might take this kill. No, Abed wants it. Alright, one more auto attack secures. That's a deep dive, but just no turnaround. Like, Ninja Boogie's playing Lich. What's he gonna do? Even if he was carrying a TP there, I don't know what he does. Tim's feeling like he has to make all the plays for his team, but he's getting scouted by these wards everywhere that he goes. So they're just kind of avoiding him and ganking the opposite lane.
It's like all 3 of these cores, they just want to sit in a lane and farm or just hit jungle creeps. They have no real pressure for them, you know? And Void needs his 6 to actually do anything. And even if Void is 6, they have no damage to follow up on.
Centaur Stomp on Cuckoo at bottom. He does get the level 6 off of the creep wave. He's going to be okay. But yeah, I don't know. It feels like they went too far one way in the draft the previous game, and now they've gone too far in the opposite direction now. Previous game was really fast, very single target oriented, not a whole lot of farming, and now this game it's too much farming, no playmaking, and yeah, just not a whole lot of early game. So falling behind, 2k net worth lead in Fnatic's favor. Jab's about to reach level 5, so he's doing pretty well. Cuckoo feeling confident with the raindrop, but
he's taunting bottom lane here, so
yeah.
Dropping his TP, throwing in some taunts.
Has Jabs always been this BM? I feel like over the course of this qualifier, I've seen him like spamming all chat wheels, Chronosphere up top onto DJ. Did they actually finish this kill? He's got stick charges, Tornado buying some time. DJ's actually going to be okay. He's got a salvo now. It's Gabby's who in big trouble. Can he actually get the time walk off? No. Cold Snap plus the Rocket Barrage is inescapable. Fnatic are throwing tips at Gabby. Oh no.
Bucket no. That is some BM tips there. But like I mentioned, it's like he was 6, but where's their damage going to be coming from? Like a Tuskar going to snowball into a Chrono, some Ice Shards. Lich is only level 5. They don't have damage, and he needs a Mom to do damage or a Shadow Blade a little extra damage. But other than that, there's no real follow up for it. You know, like I said, this Tinker and Storm, they still need some catch up. They need to sit back and farm, push the lanes, hit some jungle creeps. And even then, like, even into mid-game, you know, Storm needs his Treads, Kaya to honestly do anything at all. And he
doesn't even have boots. So, yeah, that's going to take a little bit.
Wow. Got his bottle, tequila.
Yeah, those are items. He's got something going on.
He feels like they do need a pressure now, so just looking into doing something.
They're just kind of running at top, but they just wanted these bounty runes. Ice completely securing the bottom side. There's even still a bounty over here. The vision is just insane from Fnatic. They see everything. They actually have like almost every single jungle camp some semblance of vision there. So they just know everything that TNC are doing.
So they do. That means in that aspect, they know TNC is running up top as 4 right now, and they're just letting Tinker try to catch up with his bots.
Tinker,
they're trying to go for a kill. Oh.
Deciding against running up into the March of the Machines, I suppose. Doesn't have a TP scroll on him at the moment, so TNC pressuring top. Cuckoo being pretty aggro. Gyrocopter does have the call down ready to go. They're going to zip in over towards Jabs. Cuckoo already using a little bit of mana. The supports are just staying safe in the trees, and Cuckoo's actually taking a lot of damage here. They're going to pop the Winter's Curse on him. Looking for the lockdown. Cold Snap, Rocket Barrage, just dead. Doesn't get the opportunity to use the Ball Lightning. Down he goes. We don't even get to... Oh my god. We don't even get to see how much gold that was because there's 4 heroes in the kill feed.
They were very happy with that regardless. They were playing very defensively, waiting for TNC to play overextend just a little bit. You know, during that whole time, Ice was pressuring this bottom tower, and he got it down all the way down to what? Was it 35% HP right now? It's at 500 now. And they didn't even, you know, all that commitment, they were losing so much net worth. Abed was farming mid lane, Ice was farming bottom lane, and, you know, TNC committed four people top, and they didn't even get this tier 1. Yeah.
Abed's going for the Meteor Hammer this game. I don't like this item at all on the Quaswex Invoker. I think it's a bait. I think it's a trap. It's like there's this idea in your head of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna tornado them and I'm gonna get the tornado lift time talent, and then I'm gonna Meteor Hammer them after the tornado, and it's gonna be great. What always ends up happening in practice is like you just get stunned during the Meteor Hammer, and you wish you just finish your Spirit Vessel or a Force Staff or your Aghanim Scepter a little bit faster. But Abed's going for it.
Their only stuns is a Tuskar Snowball punch or a... I mean, hey, a TI 8 winner did it, you know, it must be,
That's true.
Be good.
That's true.
He was inspired.
Did he win that game? I don't think he won that game.
I don't think he won it either. I mean, they almost did. He started throwing because he was very cocky with the Meteor Hammer, but... you know, I know Abed pretty well. He hates playing this Quaswex Invoker, man. It's too passive. Like, he likes to just sit back and farm.
Nope. Okay. Chrono dropped the top, but MP's actually still surviving. DJ with the tether, keeping him alive. The Chain Frost is bouncing. It does its job, but Cuckoo loses all of his mana to the EMP. He pops the stick charges. He really wants this DJ kill. He could have zipped at any time, really, but just wanted to man up for that one. Abed now the tether target since MP is dead. DJ is going to be brought down. Tim's making some plays. Gabby going in with the auto attacks. No point in the time dilation, so Abed able to just keep on running out of here. There is the Walrus Punch for Tim's. Abed lifted up into the air. Does get the Ice Wall down now, but Ice is looking for the turnaround. He comes in with the Ravage. Tim's no snowball for 3 seconds time. Gabby just barely able to get the TP off. Abed a little bit off the mark with the Tornado. And Ninja Boogie also TPing out. So overall trade ends up being a 2-for-1. They got the Gyrocopter down, which is certainly nice, making use of their big ultimate combination, but still need a lot of time to farm on the Storm and the Tinker.
That was good. That's exactly what TNC needs to keep doing. They need to play with this Chrono, they need to play with this Chain Frost. And when they have these 2 spells up, you know, Tinker will always be able to connect because he's going to finish his Boot to Travel, and Storm should be... He'll be finishing his Kaya. I don't know, he's not even close to Kaya. But once he finishes Kaya, these heroes will be able to connect easily once they 2 supports really just play with this Faceless Void, once their cooldowns are up.
Yeah. So it was actually a 2-for-2, right? The Storm did also die, so Cuckoo. Alright, need this EMP to land. Cold Snap, no mana. Abed waiting for him on the high ground. Spam a couple more chat wheels. Alright.
Surprised Gabby doesn't even have a point in W. Time dilation, man. You're playing against an Invoker.
Yeah, I don't like this.
So. It's pretty greedy, you know. He's going for these bashes, and it's just not very optimal, that's for sure.
Maybe just feels like he doesn't have enough damage after they went for that Chrono earlier, and he just couldn't even kill the Wisp. But still jabs. Alright, going to be brought down by the missiles. Armel does have his BOTs now, so able to start coming in and just spamming out rockets on these lanes. Top lane's getting pressured by Ice though. He's got his catapult buddy in tow. 15-minute runes coming up. Gabby waiting down here. He does have a Chronosphere soon, but I think he just wants the rune. They don't really have... Oh, they do also have the Chronosphere. And the Chain Frost, I mean. Gabby getting gone on. Time walk down into the low ground.
Chrono!
Oh, turn around, looking for it. He's getting Cold Snap, though, so they only catch MP, and Ninja Boogie can't run forward. They got the call down there. Ice is actually dead over atop Gabby. The pursuit is still on. Abed does not have Cold Snap for a little bit. Relocate, looking over to keep on chasing. They get the Ice Wall down. He's got another Time Walk. He goes back the opposite direction. Abed's got the Cold Snap now, so that should be the end of him. Gabby trying to taunt his way out, but yeah,
Abed with all chat. Man, that was definitely some communication problem there by TNC. I mean, Ninja Boogie was just right behind him. Gabby saw 3 heroes on top of him on that hill. That would have been a perfect Chrono into a Chain Frost, and potentially even a team wipe, depending on how the chain bounces. But for the most part, it would have been great, you know. But lack of communication, and because of that 2-second delay, he used a Chrono during the Cold Snap, so they were able to disjoint and just kind of disperse. And he only caught 1, and it's just pretty unfortunate there.
They did manage to kill the Tide elsewhere, though, so Armel is actually pretty close to his Blink Dagger now. So he's getting pretty big on this Tinker. He is far and away #1 on net worth. I still don't know if this is going to be like a completely safe game for him, but
I mean, this game, it's like this Storm is honestly a non-factor right now. This game is really coming down to both Tinker and Void and how they use up the map, how Tinker's going to push in the map, and how Void is going to capitalize by the waves being pushed in and using this chrono. He needs to finish his Shadow Blade as soon as possible, though, just to make these ganks more, I guess, easier in that sense, you know, and having a better setup, because Void is practically their only real setup this game. And Storm still needs a lot of catching up to do.
do you think he has to? Does he have to chrono the Tide in these situations? Because otherwise, like Isis is just gonna pop Ravage every single time Chronosphere comes out. They can't really kill him necessarily. Oh, Armel getting caught in the trees. They're gonna use the Ravage for this one. Bring the Tinker down. Jabs. Also still surviving. Tier 2 tower about to be brought down. TNC, they're looking for a smoke gank on the other side of the map. DJ and MP are the targets. Jump forward from Cuckoo. They get the drag back. They're also looking a little bit further ahead. Looking for this MP kill. The Chain Frost is bouncing. They get the Winter's Curse out. Tornado controlling Ninja Boogie. Tim's going to take a little bit more damage. Jabs is low. Cuckoo, this is his last little bit of mana. He's really committing for this. Gabby also time walking forward. Ninja Boogie getting gone on, but they got the Chronosphere for Abed. Fortunately, the Shards does not push him out. He's still okay for now, though. DJ buying back into the game, looking to save Abed. Good turnaround plays from Fnatic. They're going to be looking for both of these cores. Gabby has the homing missile on him. Still waiting a couple more seconds for the time walk. He won't be able to get it. It's just a little bit too late. Cuckoo with the stick charges. That's a 1 point. It's a 1 point Sunstrike. It's it looks cool, but that's
Yikes.
yeah. That's more of a I see you. If I was Exort Invoker, you're dead. But
Or had Aghanims, or oh, he's changing it up to Ag. He's like, you know, screw this meteor. I sold my items. I sold my ring. I sold my Sobi mask. I'm gonna go Ag.
I was wondering. I saw him with the Ogre Axe in his inventory, but then also the ring and the Sobi, and I was like, but he had the Ags queued up. And I was like, is he going Meteor Hammer then back for Ags? The problem with Meteor Hammer is this: it's so much lower range than Tornado and ENP. So like you end up having to run so much further forward than you ever want to on Invoker just to use it. I don't think it's good.
So back to what you're saying is like, do they need to chrono this Tide?
Yeah.
So, I mean, understanding how if you know how Ice plays, he likes to generally solo push a lane. You play a lane away from him, and you want to look for plays across. Like he usually plays this top lane or bottom lane, then you just play on the opposite side, and that's where you're gonna get your kills. Because you cannot, I don't think you can kill this Tide unless you commit with everyone. And even then, it's still gonna be pretty difficult. The fact that he did pick up his hood now, and they're not gonna have damage within the chrono until Tinker gets really fat with his whether it's Aghanims or Dagon, you know.
Yeah.
So
is this a? What do you think this game is? Is it an Ags game? There's only really the one right clicker in the gyrocopter, but like the AoE damage is maybe useful for the supports. So
yeah, and it's unfortunate because Gabby didn't get his snowbally start. They made some pretty major errors in the mid game, and so he has to opt for this BKB now because they just have way too much magic. They have this Tide Hunter Ravage into Invoker, who's gonna finish his Aghanims and has his levels already.
Yeah, I meant the Dagon versus Ags on Tinker.
Oh, Dagon versus Tinker?
Yeah, what build do you think he's gonna go for here?
I feel Dagon's better because they need some sort of burst and some sort of better damage within the chrono. This lingering like multiple lasers and rockets, I don't think it's really going to be too optimal. I think they need to burst this Wisp down or burst this Winter Wyvern down with the chrono, because otherwise you're going to chrono them and they're not going to die instantly, you know. But you know, with the laser Dagon one refresh and Dagon refresh or Dagon laser again, they will be bursted down.
Do you think he gives any thought to the early Hex, or does he definitely need to do damage? The Hex is probably a lot harder to use on Tinker now, right? With the mana cost increase, it's actually gonna shred your mana pool.
I think he's fine, but he needs it 5th or 6th item.
Looking for MP, jumping forward, but this is a pretty decently positioned fight for Fnatic. They've got this high ground. Chain Frost is bouncing around a little bit though. They drop the Winter's Curse onto the Storm. Chain Frost still doing good damage. DJ, that's gonna be the last bounce. I don't know why they are sunstriking the Storm Spirit. It's a little bit more harassment. Cuckoo jumping in a little bit too deep. He gets cold snap and he gets brought down. He was just looking for an opportunity to TP out. TNC.
That was a very optimistic TP.
Yeah, that was... I don't know if he was trying to, like, TP during the zip and do that kind of a thing, but a bit of a weird direction to go if that was the... plan.
I'm sure he tried to ult and TP. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would just try to TP like that, right?
No. Of course not. Alright, Tim's... I mean, he's looking at Ice, but Ice is just looking right back at him. He doesn't really care. He's got 28 HP regen, so... He's fine. Gabby, so we do have another Chronosphere ready for him, but...
I mean, I feel Ice, I hope he doesn't get any other item but Pipe. Because once they get Pipe, I don't see where TNC's damage is going to be coming from. Like, Void's not going to have damage because he's going BKB. And I don't know. I just don't see where their damage, because all of their damage is magic, right? You know, from Storm, Tinker, Chain Frost, and just Tuskar. They don't really have any physical DPS at all.
Jab's getting jumped on here by Cuckoo. Gonna pop the Winter's Curse and look for his opportunity to escape. Trying to find a hidey hole to be able to TP out, but he is completely surrounded by TNC heroes. He at least got his Observer Ward down, but it's also gonna get quickly dewarded, so... Yeah, that's just... Oh.
Nice try, Abed.
Tried to predict where Armel was going. Not so. Okay, Armel is gonna be going for the Dagon build here, so... He's still farming pretty nicely, but MP is catching up a little bit. He's got his BKB completed now, going to be going back for the SNY, and we haven't even really seen this combo fully come online. Wisp only level 12. They're going for a relocate out. Can they cancel the... Yes, they can. Wow. They've got the Chain Frost bouncing. That was super close. They didn't even put a stun onto DJ until that Chrono came out, but that was perfect. That was exactly what they needed. Who were they actually looking for? So Ice ravaged top because they were hoping to relocate onto the Tinker, but it just so happened that that TNC gank found them at the perfect time, and now they cancel Ice's TP. Armel's back for revenge. This is going to be big for TNC as they get 3 big pickoffs all across the map, and all of a sudden they're in the lead net worth-wise. Jump forward. Abed also going to get gone on. He's got the EMP down at least, so Cuckoo has to reconsider his decision, and we'll just zip TP away.
Cuckoo's definitely pushing it to the limits, but wow, that was such a great smoke for TNC. That was just, you know, they were setting up for top, and Ice was ready with the relocate, Ravage being used, and not only do they kill the IO Gyro, they actually end up killing the Tide as well, and now they have cooldowns, and TNC is just gonna, I think they're gonna be opt on to playing on Fnatic's side of the map now, just knowing what all their cooldowns are up.
Unfortunately for them, they can't really take Roche or any other objective off of that, but they are just going to be looking for more kills. Jabs puts himself into the Cold Embrace, but Armel just snipes him down, no problem. Long-range laser. They're looking for MP. He's out here kind of on an island. He was just looking for some farm. He's going to take 3 different rockets for his trouble. DJ's there to heal him up, so that's all okay.
Fnatic needs to probably spam sentries right now, where Jabs just did pick him up, and they know he should know where the wards are because through all the rockets, and just deward their jungle right now. That's a big problem. And
yeah, going into Roshan. This is not easy. They do have pretty good damage from the Tinker. It's a little bit easier to nuke Roshan down now since they reduced his magic resist. I mean, look at the Tinker actually go. He's actually chunking this.
Bet can throw the tornado. I don't think he knows. They're scared. This is a pretty good Roshan after all.
Yeah, he's coming in. Alright, there's the tornado. Winter Wyvern trying to get in here for the curse, but actually just going to get jumped. Does get the curse over onto the void. 25 seconds to go on the Ravage. They're focusing on the Gabby a little bit. He's the one with the Aegis. He's actually got a Chronosphere up soon. Jumps back over. DJ and MP going to work. They pop the BKB on the Gyrocopter. The Chain Frost is still bouncing. They lose Jabs. Armel managing to snipe him. Armel needing to go back for some mana here. Gabby getting cold snap now. Homing Missile also chasing into him. He won't be able to get the time walk off, but Ice is trapped by the shards. He doesn't have a blink. He's just standing his ground here. 5 seconds to go until the Ravage is back up. MP looking for his opportunity, but Gabby finds the perfect Chronosphere. 2 cores on the backlines. Cuckoo jumps over the top of it. They're buying back on Abed. Ice, he popped the Ravage, but it's not going to find a kill. Gabby does lose all of his mana to the EMP, but he's still okay. Sunstrike is fishing, but Tim's is fine. He TP's out, and another huge win for TNC. And now, alright, they're the ones getting in on the chat wheels now. Okay.
Yeah, it just started off with, like I said, the earlier kill, and it was a snowball effect for them. They pick up this Winter Wyvern that gives them free access to the Roshan, And for Fnatic to take a team fight like that with Ravage being down, it was just all about timing. They understood Ravage was down. They have no real team fight from Invoker. Invoker only had half mana at the time, and even if they took the fight, you know, it would have been pretty difficult for them. And I was actually kind of surprised they gave the Aegis to the Void over the Storm, but I guess he felt more confident that he's more farmed and he can pressure the map more, and it ended up working out really well. And like I said, Gabby follow up with a good chrono onto the both. Was it Invoker and Winter Wyvern or Gyro or something?
Yeah, it was Invoker and Gyrocopter. It was actually really big. So I guess there was a ward. The warding has actually been doing so much for TNC, right? This ward that they had over here a little bit earlier got them that Gyro Wisp kill, and then this ward over near the shrine set up that secondary Chronosphere. So yeah, Fnatic
and
really
now
had to
they feel pressured because Invoker doesn't have buyback now too.
Yeah, and Cuckoo's just able to start jumping around. He's only about 1k gold away from his Bloodstone, so he's really starting to feel himself. And this is where they've kind of shaken off the fact that they had that greeny laning stage. This is where the lineup is actually starting to do its work. Jab's going to interrupt the TP on the Tinker. They're going to relocate in on top of Armel. He might be able to get the blink out, though. He's just spamming it. They didn't have an interrupt. Ice is still hunting for him. They've got the Cold Snap. They're going to bring him into the Snowball. MP doing his best with the BKB. Can they finally bring down Armel? He won't be able to get off one more blink. DJ gets right-clicked down. So MP's still left here, but I think that's where he wants to be. Abed keeps on fighting. Fnatic here without their supports. It's a 3v4. Ice standing strong on the front lines. Gabby finds the Chronosphere, but it's right as Abed gets the Deafening Blast out, so they can't actually hit him. Abed keeping himself alive for a little bit longer. DJ buying back. Abed brought down Tim's, rolling forward onto MP. He's taking big damage, and Armel also buying back into the game, starting to nuke everybody down. It's a double kill so far for Cuckoo. Armel wants to get involved. He also finds a double. And TNC, this is looking more like it as they take this fight. Still not very fast at pushing, but with all these heroes dead, they are going to at the very least get this tier 2 and then probably start looking towards the high ground. There is a dire glyph. Jabs is alive. What a fight.
This Tinker is just snowballing now. He's dealing so much damage in these team fights. You know, they have all these stuns, disables, and snowballs for even saving. And I don't know, it's hard for Invoker to be playing these fights too against a Void.
They see Jabs, and Jabs is destroyed. Immediately buys back, but he could potentially just die again. They're still just so bad at pushing, but if they can at least get this tier 3, that would be big. That's a lot of map control.
They're gonna commit to this.
Yeah. Still 15 seconds to go. Glyph's already being used. Ice up in 6 seconds. As soon as he respawns, he does have the Ravage available. Wisp does not have his partner. They do get the Winter's Curse out onto 2, buying a couple more seconds. MP running forward onto Ninja Boogie. He doesn't get the Chain Frost out, and now they're chasing forward a little bit. Gabby pops his BKB, just looking to run out, and it looks like TNC just going to cut their losses. Abed is looking for more off to the side, but Cuckoo will be able to evade him. So Fnatic, they hold. The melee barrack's still alive, but still, these last couple of minutes have been from bad to worse from the Fnatic perspective, and just looking better and better and better for TNC. What level Dagon does this Tinker have now? Already up to Dagon 4. Oh,
the problem is they need to catch this Tinker somehow in these fights, because he's just dealing an insane amount of damage in these fights, and you know, he's bursting these supports down and just doing all this AoE damage, and the damage that they essentially was lacking throughout this whole game.
Yeah, Ice sees Cuckoo. Cuckoo wants that 200 gold. He's gonna get it. Fnatic sitting around here waiting on this high ground. They don't have the Winter's Curse just yet. They do have Ravage, but no blink or anything. Ice wants this bounty rune, but Cuckoo even comes in and snatches that out from underneath his nose. So Cuckoo's starting to make some big plays. And this is where the flashy mechanical skill of these TNC cores is going to start coming in pretty big. They still got to be careful. If they get caught out by a stray stun or something like that, they're in big trouble. They're both kind of the definition of glass cannons right now. And they didn't smoke Armel. Armel wanted that smoke, but they were just on the edge of the range. Okay, so he's just gonna have to wander a little bit behind. They're going past Ice. They're thinking about going on him. They're gonna drop the Chronosphere. Jab's gonna be looking for the save. Is this Cold Embrace gonna be enough? I don't think so. Armel's just got Ice lined up. Okay, he does survive for now. Now they drop the Ravage onto Gabby. His BKB already wearing down. Jab's in such a good position to turn this fight. Cuckoo's committing. Needs to be careful. This is the last little bit of mana that he's got. Abed's looking for more. Who will he find? Looks like they've spotted Tim's up here on the high ground. He does have a blink. Abed finds him, and they're going to wait for the relocate. Wants to secure the bounty rune. Snowball buys a couple more seconds, but making 100% sure that he can't get the blink off after the snowball with a nice deafening blast. And Fnatic, alright, their turn to find a good team fight.
The main problem with, we talked about it early, which is Fnatic's lineup. They don't really have any stuns or lockdown for this Tinker or this Storm. Tinker and Storm together, you know? It's like, if they're going to catch one, then they're definitely not going to be able to catch the other here. And on top of Void as well, like, we were talking about, like, the only way TNC really wins is as long as this goes into late game, like, TNC has an upper edge because of that. You know, Abed definitely needs his BKB, and I think his next item should be a Sheep Stick, just because they need some sort of catch for these heroes.
Yeah, they're really struggling with the lockdown at the moment.
If anything, I believe Tinker should be getting BKB next. Just okay, yeah, he is. I just clicked on him as well, and he should never die in these fights ever against these heroes with BKB.
Yeah, unless he ends up with the gyrocopter right on top of him, and he just gets mowed down by the side gunner and regular auto attacks. But
they're gonna need some sort of good setup with Winter Curse to catch like this Tinker or Storm into a Ravage and into like a homing missile. I mean, not even homing missile, because with the Flat Cannon call down with the Ravage, they should all die already. Whoever they decide to catch.
Gabby is stalking Ice 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 here, but still 10 seconds to go on the Chronosphere cooldown, 45 seconds to go on the Ravage, so there's a little window here for TNC where they're going to have the Chrono, but there won't be the Ravage for the Fnatic side. 10-second BKB for Abed, so he's going to be a little bit more free to move around in these fights, but still needs to be careful. He's going to have to pop that BKB pretty preemptively. This Dagon 5 is going to hurt if that goes off on him. MP and DJ are split pushing because they can relocate in, though they need to be careful about when they relocate, since that Chronosphere is always going to be a threat.
Yeah, they're still scared because of Storm as well.
Yeah. Yeah, DJ doesn't want to actually show, because there isn't anything the MP can really do to protect him if the Storm goes on him. And he doesn't have his Glimmer Cape or anything just yet.
He's pretty close. 35-minute rune, he'll have it. Assuming they take the bounties. And Cuckoo, he initially did go for the BKB in this dash, but he's switching it up to he wants more damage. He's going for the Orchid. I kind of like that. You can always initiate on these supports and just burst them down. Once DJ does finish his Glimmer and Cuckoo realizes that, he should definitely be holding on to a Dust as well.
Yeah, 100%.
His main focus should be his main focus is the supports all game. That's what Cuckoo's job is now.
Yeah, it doesn't need to get anywhere near the cores, right? That's the Void and the Tinker's job. It's just the Storm's job to make life extremely miserable for Jabs, who doesn't have any defensive items whatsoever. DJ, I mean, also not even that farm. I feel like we've seen DJ Wisp have a lot more by this stage of the game, but kind of struggling a little bit. And
yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's how they already kind of communicated, just knowing how like Cuckoo plays. He likes to just mention who he's gonna focus in these team fights, and you guys do this instead. You know, you guys focus on the other cores. I will be focusing on the supports, and yeah. And Tinker's 1300 away for his BKB. I don't think he should save for buyback because his BKB is very game changing for the team fights and for the next Roshan defense as well.
Yeah, there's an Aegis and Cheese to be claimed. So Cuckoo did decide just to go for the BKB at the end of the day. So they are going to have a double BKB timing coming up for TNC, so less to worry about against this Tidehunter. Ice 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 is about to pick up a Blink and a couple hundred gold, so that is going to help him potentially find the initiation against the triple BKBs. Oh my god, Jabs is he's just gone. Arcane Rune on Cuckoo, and he's out of there.
Thank you, Cuckoo, for going BKB the safer route. Thank you. And MP, like I said, if they get one good combo off with the Winter Wyvern Curse into a Ravage, or just because Ice 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 is about 300 away from his Blink Dagger, he has his Maelstrom picked up now, and they have the Aghanims on this Gyro as well, so he's gonna be doing a lot of damage in these fights. But they just need one good team fight, one good setup. But TNC is just not giving it to them, just because how evasive their heroes can be and how much freedom that they have in these fights with these Blink Daggers and these Time Walks, and you know, Storm Spear just dipping all around.
And TNC getting a free Roche. They just head straight into the pit. I mean, well, bottom gets pushed in a little bit by MP and DJ, but that's about the extent of it. And now Cuckoo can kind of do whatever he wants in these fights. He's got BKB and Aegis. He's
And
very
Tide
free
Hunter-
to jump into the back lines.
Tide Hunter is not tanky anymore. The what is it? Silver Edge has already been picked up and finished on the Void as well.
How's the Hex going on Invoker? Only 2.4k towards it, so still gonna take Abed a little bit. And you know, if he happens to, he can't afford to buy back at this point. I think they desperately need this Hex, but we'll see what happens. Depends on how these fights play out.
Tinker's gonna buy his BKB, is he? I guess he wants to save his buyback still. I mean, I guess it's not that bad because if he has buyback, they end up bursting him somehow. They have Aegis and Cheese, and he can just buy back and just, you know, rejoin the fight immediately.
They're hunting. They're looking for something. They don't want the Storm Spirit, but they're the first one that he spots. So Cuckoo just jumps right back to his team. He's going to be okay. And now TNC get to make the decision about whether or not they actually want to try and find something here. Dire Scan reveals that they're coming forward. They do get the dust up onto Gabby, and he just backs off. TNC not willing to take a fight blindly into this high ground. They don't have vision. They don't know what's waiting up there. MP, not going to get caught by the shards at mid. He's going to be alright.
They have, everyone has, the cores all have buyback.
Yeah.
All 3 cores of Fnatic have buyback. The supports don't.
Tinker commits for the BKB, so Armel making his decision. But this next fight is going to be huge. 2 10-second BKBs for TNC on the Storm and the Tinker. They just don't have to care at all about
this.
Ice.
This Tide is not tanky.
No, he's playing like he is, but they could definitely kill him if they wanted to.
You can see he is playing somewhat cautiously, but not too cautiously at the same time. He has a little balance of both here.
Yeah, he's got the Wyvern backing him up at least. I think that's the big thing. Jabs has blink,
it won't matter.
But yeah, still.
It won't matter if Tinker has good positioning. He can just dig on him like 4 times.
Okay, Armel's going back for Hex. TNC pretty calculated, pretty careful. Still not going to be easy for them to end this game necessarily. If things get truly desperate for Fnatic, I guess they can start tethering the Tide and they can get the AoE Gush to shove lanes. If they really want to just sit inside the base. Ice walking a little bit too far out. He's being broken. They do have the Cold Embrace to help save him. Cuckoo looking for the support. The Chain Frost is just bouncing off the Mud Golem. Ice thinks about the Ravage, doesn't get it off. The Winter's Curse, they do manage to control Cuckoo a little bit, but he's still got mana, so he's going to go hunting for jabs. The Sunstrike is there. Abed manages to burst down the Aegis at the very least. But Cuckoo still going to be okay. Zips back out to his team. The Waves are not in a good position, so even taking that fight, they're not really going to capitalize too much, but still 70 seconds dead for Ice. That Chain Frost was hilarious.
Yeah, and like I said, it's like Ice, he can't be playing like he's this really tanky guy, and he just rage bought his gem. He's like, you know, guys, they have so much vision all around this place. I need a gem and D-ward. I don't even care about this blink right now.
Yeah, TNC.
I think he bought that gem actually to probably being ready to buy back in case that fight started, so he can just put his inventory, TP in, and you know, in case of anything.
Is thinking kind of one step ahead. Cuckoo's got the other gem. Well, he's got the TNC gem at the moment. So, so much for that Glimmer Cape on the Wisp. DJ just gonna have to rely on having pretty good positioning. And they did take this tier 3 earlier, so able to come in here and start sieging a little bit. MP trying to get on the lines. Yeah, needing to be careful. Oh, Cuckoo misses the dodge on that homing missile. Needs to be careful, doesn't have the Aegis anymore, but he does still have his BKB backing him up. Plenty of buybacks for this next fight, so we'll see. They're threatening MP, but not going to force out the BKB successfully. Abed's running forward. Needs to be a little bit careful to get the Winter's Curse onto the Storm. They are going to EMP him. He's losing some mana. Ice drops the Ravage. They're looking for the Chainstone, but there's the defensive Snowball. Gabby jumps in. It's the Chronosphere onto the backlines. DJ's still pretty tanky, though, but not with Armel turning up. He pops his BKB. The Wisp is down. That's a lot of Gyrocopter's damage gone. But MP is still looking pretty healthy. The Chain Frost bouncing around. Jabs getting gone on by Cuckoo in the backlines. They finished the 2 supports, but looks like nothing left to actually go for the cores. Armel losing his nerve as his BKB wears out. And in the end, it's just going to end up being the 2 support kills from the side of TNC. But that was Ravage used. That was Winter's Curse used. So.
Big cooldowns, and you know, they're just going to reset and just go again. Healing up, bottling up Gabby. They don't have anything for these Storm and Tinker.
Yeah, how's the Hex is still ages away for Invoker. Alright. And yeah, they used their glyph last time around as well. Cuckoo jumping in now, they spot MP. He doesn't even have the BKB. Abed doing his best to save him with the tornado, but Cuckoo's still just jumping around everywhere. Now Armel arrives to the fight once again, jumping forward with the Dagon. He's found 2 kills so far, and now they're going to be looking for a third. Ice. Buyback from MP and a buyback from Abed. The Cataclysm actually kills the Tinker. He's dead for 120. MP still chasing Cuckoo, a little bit low on mana. Fnatic, can they find more? They really need to make these buybacks count. Ninja Boogie just finds a spot to TP out. He's gone.
Oh my goodness. That Catalysm though, that's insane. Tinker still has buyback though.
Yeah.
But they used a lot of buybacks there, and I don't know, like, I've been watching Abed's last hits, and for the past 15 minutes, he was like around 200. And 15 minutes ago, or 15 minutes later, he only raised his CS by 20. They've been just sitting at base, and, you know, he used the buyback, and he's just further and further away from this Hex. But the fact that he did kill Tinker, he got 1,000 gold off of that, so that was pretty good.
Yeah, it feels like the Storm and the Tinker are just putting a ton of pressure on him, right? He doesn't feel like he can actually head outside of the base. Doesn't want to have to use a BKB charge, like, just to survive. And doesn't even know about the Void, right? The Void could just come Shadow Blading up and Chronosphere him at any time. So he hasn't really been farming.
The bright side about this right now is Fnatic have been sitting at base and turtling for the past 15 minutes. They have 3 smokes up, and Ice needs to finish his Blink Dagger, and that's their main source of initiation. This really comes down to, I feel, both Ice and Jabs to start off the fight correctly, and alongside with Gyro being nearby to do all the damage that they can. Because they need to be able to burst someone down, burst one of their cores. It doesn't matter who, I feel. It's Tinker, Storm, or Void. And they burst them with this Ravage. And that's how I feel they're going to win these fights. Because this Sheepstick isn't going to come out anytime soon unless they win a fight and use this Ravage soon.
Yeah. So, we've been talking about Hex. It's actually Cuckoo who gets his Hex first. So he is going to be even more of a terror for these supports. And maybe even, yeah, starting on the cores now as well, right? If he jumps in and gets the Hex on MP or Abed before they get their BKB off, I think he could actually quite easily find that kill. And TNC back on the front foot, smoking up, making their way out. They don't see anybody, but the smoke does get broken. They know that Ice is here. Cuckoo just gonna go jumping forward onto him. Jumps through the tornado. Ice in some trouble. Jabs compromising his positioning a little bit to get that cold embrace off. He just gets immediately hexed down and killed off. Now Ice is in big trouble. Gabby doesn't want to use the chrono to kill him, and they won't even need to. Armel zaps Ice down. MP is outside of the base. He doesn't have DJ tethering him. They're going to drop the big old chrono on top of it. The Winter's Curse buying some time. MP kept alive. He's got a BKB and a Satanic. Cataclysm coming through. Does decent damage to the Void. MP still just needs to pop the Satanic and start healing back up. He's now pretty much unkillable. Tim's in the Glimmer Cape. He's alright. One more auto attack, though, brings him down. Fnatic doing such a good job of saving their Gyrocopter and disengaging there. Cuckoo just a little bit of a miscalculation, jumping inside of the Chronosphere like that. And I guess Armel didn't quite have the mana or couldn't quite get in position to lay down some more damage. So
bringing that comment that I said earlier about like kind of initiating and trying to kill one of these cores, I actually forgot about Tim's playing this Tuskar. He's been able to save his cores almost every single time a Winter Wyvern ulti has gone off or a Ravage has gotten off. So they need to be able to focus 2 heroes at once, like, you know, using Ravage and Winter Curse on the, and like focus down the Tuskar so he's not able to blink in and save these cores.
Yeah,
and the thing is,
playing really well.
The two main targets that Fnatic really needs to focus in these fights right now are both Void and this Tuskar. You know, otherwise these 2 heroes are going to be able to disjoint and reset the fights almost every single time.
Oh man, Roshan's up, and Roshan's pretty much already dead, and that is going to be a refresher shard for this Faceless Void. Thought one Chronosphere was hard enough. Fnatic, they're still hanging out around here. They're sitting right on top of this Radiant Observer Ward. So TNC have pretty much full information. They are going to be waiting around for their Tusk to respawn, but
he doesn't have the Aegis though, so like, you know, going back, it's just these are the only 2 heroes that Fnatic can focus. It doesn't matter if you catch a Storm, it doesn't matter if you catch this Tinker, because Void and Tuskar are always going to save them, and they need to focus both of these at the same time. They need to CC them down, and you know, that's that's their main goal, and I hope that's their plan that they have.
Do you think they should have given the Aegis to the Void instead, just to make sure that the Chronospheres go off? Like, I know that Aegis plus Storm, the formula is like Storm is the best Aegis carrier pretty much in the game, but I feel like in this situation maybe they could have.
Well, the reason why I think it's good for Storm, just because he's the one that's going to be jumping into the fight, providing all this vision for this Void. And Void, he has an extra, what, 1,000 range to Time Walk, he has Shadow Blade. So he's, you know, like I said, this Storm is going to give all the vision for both Tinker and Void to start the fight correctly. Otherwise, even if this Void had this Aegis, they're not going to, and Storm won't be able to be jumping around into their base with all this freedom.
Tinker has a Hex now as well. Oh my god, they've got 2 Observer Wards inside of the base. MP's going to be the one to go forward and de-ward them. Wait.
Just remember,
can someone please hit this Observer? Oh, they get the Hex out onto the Gyrocopter. They're trying to save him with the Tornado. Glimmer Cape also helping with the Chronosphere. Catches onto 4. Gabby's going to have a second one as well. It's a 5-man Chrono. He lets Ice and MP out of it, actually. He's just focusing on Abed. Now going back over to DJ. MP actually runs into it. They've lost Abed. MP popping his Satanic, but he doesn't have the tether, so he's not getting healed while he's stunned. Ice. He's already used the Ravage to try for the save, but it's looking like TNC are just all over them. They're going to end this game right here, right now. GG called.
Gabby,
and TNC.
Gabby.
We doubted, Jimmy. We doubted. We weren't sure about this draft, but they played so well.
No way, dude. I mentioned as the longer or the later the game goes, TNC would win, just because of how they have no catch for the Storm and Tinker. Well, we mentioned it at the very beginning of the game, but you know, we saw Fnatic kind of steamrolling them. But you know, like I said, comfort heroes. You know, Armel's playing. I think Armel's top 3 heroes is Tinker. Gabby's favorite hero is Void, and you know, hey, it showed him at the end. He got a 5. It was a 5-man Chrono, right?
It was a 5-man Chrono for a second. It was 4-man at the beginning. Ice wasn't in it, and then I think Ice walked into it for a second, and then the second one he only put on 3. He like left MP and the Tide out of it. But yeah, that was sick. Very nice Chrono.
And all it really took for TNC to come back was that one crucial mistake. You know, they were trying to go make this play on top lane. Ravage was used. They tried to relocate. They used Chrono, catch Gyro and Whis, and they both die. And in the end, Ice was still playing cocky on top. He does get that tier 1 on top, but he also falls. And they immediately go for a smoke gank, and they kill the Winter Wyvern, leading up into a Roshan. And you know, from there, they never lost their lead anymore after that. And after that, it was just very difficult for that to come back, because Tinker snowballed and Storm snowballed to the point where they got their BKBs, they got their timings, and it was just they couldn't catch them anymore, and it was just very difficult. You know, Ice opt for this. I mean, his build was correct, but the fact that, you know, they need to minimize on these mistakes. They can't be losing so many cores. You know, they committed to this Greaves and Pipe, and they need to play a little bit closer together. Because of that, they won't have any catch. You know, he didn't have his Blink Dagger until like 40 minutes or something. And with those 3 crucial mistakes already after that first Roshan, they're Fnatic and Abed, for the most part. Abed and MP was more free to farm because of the Wiz sitting behind him, but their Invoker had no farm. He had no net worth whatsoever. Like, he only had about 20 CS in the past 15 minutes. And that's almost, what, a creep a minute there. And that obviously hurt him a lot, and that sheep stick was very crucial for them and winning their next team fights.
Yeah, I feel like normally when we see Abed playing this Invoker, he's running around Ghost Walked, he's getting solo kills on the supports, he's shoving out lanes and really accelerating his farm a lot. But I guess just the threat of the Storm Spirit in the Void kind of made him play defensively, made him play more on his side of the map, and it kind of ended up hurting his farm a lot. This is also a really big deal that TNC give away the Gyrocopter Wisp and they beat it as well, because I think we've been seeing a lot of teams, if they're not first pick in this qualifier, feeling 100% pressured that they have to ban the Wisp because this combination just seems so strong. But I think that's going to give TNC a really big advantage going into the draft for game number 3 if they can potentially leave that Wisp in the pool. It's a pretty big statement.
Definitely. But wow, you know, we clowned on We clowned on
we clowned on
TNC's
the draft.
picks,
Yeah, we
just
did.
a little bit, but honestly, it was just I think it was more Fnatic losing than TNC winning at a point, right? Because Fnatic was just making. Well, actually, no. Let me retract that a little bit because you got to put in perspective. TNC did make that perfect smoking because that was all timing there.
That was like down to the second.
Yeah. It was probably like 0.4 seconds of that relocate, and that chrono got off into the follow up. So, yeah, I don't know because they made one mistake. Honestly, it was that one mistake that honestly lost them the game.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, and then choosing to. What, did they choose to take a fight shortly after that as well? Like, didn't they fight the Roche?
They had no choice to, because you can't just give them a free
true.
Roche either. And then Abed had to buy back and everything. Because if you give them Roche, they're gonna take even more map control. And Ravage was 23 seconds on cooldown. And if he did have Ravage there, the fight would have been entirely for sure in Fnatic's favor. Because remember, we saw how close and how low. Both Gabby and was it Armel or Cuckoo, one of the other cores, pretty low, and that one Ravage would have been completely game changing for them.
Yeah, and they got crushed by the warding from TNC as well, right? Because it was the ward that set up the first chrono, and then also Gabby, after respawning with the Aegis, managed to jump into the backlines and find the Invoker and the Gyrocopter again, and they killed both of them. So that was yeah, that was pretty brutal. So as you guys can see, we do have the game number 3 lobby up. So we're gonna jump to a short break, and when we come back, game 3, winner qualifies to the major. Loser is gonna have a little bit of a journey down through the lower bracket, but could still make it back to the grand finals. TNC really rallying after that game 1. It did not look very convincing at all, and even the early game here in game number 2, not fantastic, but a lot of it's going to come down to the draft, and I'm really excited to see what happens in game number 3. So please join us in just a couple of minutes for that. Alright everyone, welcome back to the Kuala Lumpur Major SEA Qualifiers winner bracket final game number 3 of TNC Predator versus Fnatic. Winner of this game, as I mentioned, is going to be going forward into the Major. They're qualified, and this is the last day of the qualifier itself. By the end of today, we will know which 2 SEA teams are going to be joining all of the other already qualified teams in the Major in November. Very exciting stuff. I'm Baseskip. Demon's joining me again to cover this game, and I'm really interested to see what happens in these last couple of bans, because we have the same setup as the previous game. Fnatic are Dire with first pick, and TNC are over on the Radiant. So, is the Wisp going to get banned or not?
Silencer, IO is still in the pool, and Undying.
Yeah.
The 3 top picks in the Southeast Asian scene.
Yeah, and we got the Winter Wyvern still there, so TNC gonna have to think it through here in terms of what they want. There's also still a Weaver, has been pretty popular. I'm actually interested to look at the numbers exactly for just SEA. Let's have a look here. Heroes.
There's so much on the line. This game 3. This makes it more hype. The fact, game 1, game 2, whatever, but game 3 here,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they still get another chance, but IO.
Alright, they're doing it. And TNC just are they gonna do exactly the same thing? Lich Void. Alright. So far, it's the exact same thing. Oh, Weaver did get banned. I don't know why I didn't see that, but alright. So Weaver was banned. The most picked hero in the SEA qualifier was actually Mirana. 25 games. Earthshaker, 22 games. I feel like Admiral are bumping up that... They were bumping up that Mirana number a little bit.
Yeah.
But, Tiny, Undying, Silencer, Necrophos. Vengeful Spirit's still quite popular, 15 picks. But yeah, this is... Fnatic, do they do anything different? Do they consider anything else to go with the Wisp other than the Gyrocopter? I feel like that's the only big Wisp combination that I've been seeing recently. So I don't know what else they would even do.
I mean, if I was Fnatic, I would still stick with the Gyro, because... Oh, with the Bane. That's okay too. A little better lane secure. No more Winter Wyvern, but I was gonna say, their last picks, it was just, I mean, they could just ban differently, and that's all it came down to, right? So what they're gonna really ban is just these probably team fights or early roaming potential. The Kunkka was actually a really good ban by Fnatic there, and synergizes very well with the Void. It's a good position 4 hero, has all the stuns and disables that you need, good roaming support as well.
Yeah,
it does well versus the IO and Bane.
Yeah. I feel like we've mostly been seeing Kunkka as a mid lane recently, but yeah, of course, also solid position 4 hero, roaming position 4s do seem to be making a little bit of a resurgence recently. We've got Terrorblade as the ban. I guess the other thing for Fnatic here is that this doesn't necessarily have to be a super Wisp-focused lineup, right? They don't have to do anything cheesy with the Wisp. You can just be kind of there for the sustain. They can make relocate plays with whoever. It doesn't necessarily have to be this Aghanim Scepter cheese, but I'm interested to see if TNC are they might still just leave the Gyrocopter open, right? They're we actually want you to pick Gyro because that's the combo that we feel like we're comfortable beating with the Lich Void. The other thing that we didn't even really talk about too much is the Frost Armor against the Flak Cannon and all the Gyrocopter physical damage. It actually helps a lot to have the Lich against that combination.
I mean, what they did really lack last game was some sort of stun or disable, any sort of lockdown, and that's where this Bane kind of comes in now. That's when you pick. That's what happens when you generally pick IO or when you pick Lich, because your secondary support usually needs to have some sort of strong disable or team fight, and Void kind of makes up what Lich lacks already, and then Bane kind of picks up what IO lacks. But when you have a Winter Wyvern and IO, that means your cores needs to have some sort of a Kunkka or Monkey King, some sort of disable, and it's just, I think Kyle has always told me and said this best, it's just Dota's just much more simple and easier when you just play a lineup that just has stuns. Why make things complicated when you could just make it simple, just have stuns, and if you don't have stuns, you're just throwing out random spells and just hoping these things hit. and with all these stuns, you have easier setup. It just makes life a little bit easier. That's all.
Yeah, being able to kill a hero before they can get any spells off is a pretty big deal. You have 23k net worth and you get stunned from 100% to 0. Well, a huge portion of that net worth was, other than the part that's strength, was pretty much doing nothing for you. So always good. We've got a Mirana picked up now for TNC, like we were just saying. It's been really popular, pretty high damage. Don't really have a ton of setup for it just yet, but I do kind of like the idea. It's another hero that can potentially go jumping into the back lines and looking for these squishier Fnatic supports. So that's certainly good.
Mirana would have done really well for Fnatic, so it might have also been a counter pick, but it also does do well with TNC's pick because it goes well with Void. But like when you see a Bane, I generally would think Mirana immediately, especially because it's one of the hot picks right now.
Yeah. We did see Jabs have a really phenomenal game on Bane yesterday, so maybe that's a little bit of the motivation here. He completely annihilated. Who were they playing against? Yeah, they were playing against Admiral, and his Bane was just ridiculous.
Whoa.
This is
Doom.
This is not a common pick at all.
But it works well with Io. That's an old school lane right there, And it's very good versus Faceless Void, especially. So it's very interesting, though. You have Ninja Boogie versus Jabs. They were teammates for about a year and a half or something, maybe just a year, and known each other. I'm sure they've gotten in each other's heads, and now here they are captaining against each other as well. So it's just like mind games with one another, just how they understand how both of them think about the game, so forth.
All right, so we're gonna get the big Void combo in here now with the Elder Titan. So
I really like that ET pick. I really do like TNC's pick overall. It just feels their lineup is so easy to play, right? You have all the setup, you have this team fight, you have these stuns, disables, and looking at Fnatic's lineup, and they don't really have any major team fight right now.
No, not really. It's all very, very single target focused. Yeah, they've got the ET to set up for the Mirana, the ETs to set up for the Void to set up for the ET. It's all working out really well here, and I like the Elder Titan just for kind of his laning contribution as well, right? If he can get some of those stacks up and get some early levels, he can actually be pretty annoying to deal with. So,
Fnatic. The beauty of this is sorry.
No, you go.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. The beauty of this is TNC's lineup, it's once again very versatile. I mean, it's pretty rare, but you can still put Lich and Void offlane. Mirana can play in 3 lanes. ET can also play. ET can play with the Mirana, or Mirana can just play mid, and ET can, or they're gonna pick another offlaner to lane with the ET. So I really like TNC's lineup, just because of that.
Fnatic are almost out of reserve time as well. Like they make their decision and they just pick the TA pretty early here, so they are gonna leave. I suppose MP's hero until a little bit later on, but this is going to give TNC a little bit more opportunity to kind of counterpick this TA. It is looking good so far, kind of similar to Game 1, not great, maybe even better than Game 1, not great ways to deal with the refraction, so see how this goes. I mean, TNC do still have the opportunity to pick like a Venomancer or something if they really want in this situation.
It's just one of those TA games again where they just feel, or it's one of those games where it feels like a really good TA game. They had to pick it now because they're double picking anyways. They have all these, even though they have all this AoE from TNC, it's once again like how Game 1 was. They don't have anything to really take this refraction off instantly, So it can work out in Fnatic's favor. But I feel they need some big AoE hero for MP here. I don't know if is Gyro really the only one left here?
Maybe. Do they consider just playing like more of a split push pick off kind of a game, just never take a head on team fight? Yeah, that seems to be the answer here. Pick up the Ember Spirit. So
I like that. I like that a lot actually. It's a faster paced hero. Because I mean with Gyro you kind of need a little bit more farm, but Ember is gonna get his Aquila, he's gonna get a 6, 7, and he's gonna be able to rotate very freely while TH is gonna farm his. It's all about timings here, right? And then TH is gonna try to farm his Deso Blink, try to get Roshan, similar to game 1 in that sense, and Ember's gonna be making the space for him. And Ember, Bane, Doom is generally pretty good versus Void. So I like this pick a lot more than this Gyro. So
Yeah.
and it's a bit of AoE as well, and a little bit of split push too.
Yeah, I like them going away from the gyrocopter, and I think the other thing that they're looking at this game is, one, the supports on TNC have absolutely no lockdown, so there's nothing that they can really do to the Ember Spirit, and then the Searing Chains just dominates the Void and the Mirana, right? Neither one of those heroes likes playing against Roots. They're both going to have to itemize. They're going to have to change their itemization to like either get into a Manta style or something just to deal with the Searing Chains. So I'm interested to see how TNC answer this.
That's where the early and mid game, that's where Ember is going to really thrive off of. The fact that these Void and Mirana is not going to get Manta or BKB that early. Yeah. And he's going to be able to set up for these Bane and Doom just to run up to them to Doom, Sleep, or Grip, whatever it may be. So
TNC, Tinker again.
Well, last time I'm not gonna doubt the Tinker. Armel plays one sick Tinker.
Yeah, he does. Maybe we've learned our lesson here, but it's like, yeah, TNC. All right, so pretty similar lineup to last time, but I like the Elder Titan pick a lot in this situation. Yeah, so it is going to be MP Ember. I don't know if I've seen much MP Ember Spirit, so interesting to see how this goes.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't really seen too much of MP's Ember Spirit either, but you know, I think it doesn't matter as long as he just plays like average. He just needs to be able to win his lane, and win or lose, it's just like, you know, once he gets his level 6, or he needs to be able to rotate and just make space for Abed. You know, that's all it is. And actually, he needs to have a good game. That's what I feel like. He can't have a bad game, early game at least. You know, he rushes his Aquila and treads, potentially bots, because I saw the other game, I think it was in EU, where like this Ember get like a 9-minute Aquila bots. It's pretty insane. But yeah.
Ember does not have a great win rate in this in these qualifiers. Gotta say, last time I checked, he was like down around 20% with like 30-something games. But this looks like a pretty easy Ember Spirit game to play, and I think the Ember's not even going to be that unhappy to see the Tinker pick up. Right? He's very mobile. He can find him in the trees, potentially lock him down. So I don't know. Do you think they're better equipped to deal with the Tinker this game than the previous?
Sorry, these tips just make me laugh. What was that?
Are they? Do you think this is a harder Tinker game to play than the last one? Because Fnatic they've got more lockdown, they've got more Blink Dagger cancels. Like,
yeah, most definitely. I mean, they just have Ember, right? And it's just like he's. I think it's a very skilled matchup because both of them essentially kind of do the same, especially when it comes to like mid to late game, because they both can have bots. They're gonna TP into lanes, then push the wave in. They're gonna push it back, and it's just whoever kind of catches each other and whoever sets up kind of better with, because Tinker's eventually gonna get his Hex, and MP is just, you know, it's about the ward vision and just awareness, I guess. And I think it's a very skilled matchup in that aspect.
Yeah. So it all comes down to this. This is the game. Winner going to KL. Loser, I mean, not out, but they would much rather take this path through. And I really thought after that first game that Fnatic were going to take this 2-0, but TNC proving me wrong. They're looking really good. They have been looking really good this entire qualifier as well. These two teams seem like head and shoulders above everybody else in SEA at the moment.
The battle begins.
But I guess we'll just have to see how this laning stage goes for Fnatic. Looks like it is going to be 2 bounty runes apiece. Ice is going to be playing with jabs down here on the bottom lane, and it is the Wisp Ember Spirit lane up top. So I can't imagine DJ is going to be doing too much up here other than just trying to run some poles and securing.
Dude, he's going for the courier snipe. Ooh. Oh, but Tims is going to cock block him.
Unless Jabs hides in the fog. No. Oh, Tims runs right into him. Oh.
That was so perfect, too, from Jabs and Tims at the same time. The courier would have been like, yeah, wow.
And he waits to see the brain sap before he tries the TP, just in case there was a nightmare to cancel or something. He does put the observer ward down. Is he going to look for it on the way back? Courier is just waiting now.
He pinged it out, too.
Yeah. Alright.
Did Abed run in there and do it, man? Right now, you got lasered.
Just push the wave. Go for it. The range creeps are pushing it. I don't know if he's really going to be able to do this, though. I want to keep my eyes mid. There's action happening bottom, however. Tim's running in with the punches against Ice Ice Ice. Doom doesn't really have a whole lot of armor, so he's going to have to turn tail and run. Cuckoo's got the arrow. He's going to be looking for this. Jabs actually might be the one in some trouble. He's tanking the creep wave. Ooh, arrow's just a little bit off the mark. Jab still had a fairy fire as well, and now Tim's getting turned around on. Okay, the courier's made it back to base, so Baby Roshan's going to be okay. And up top, MP actually farming okay at level 1 here. 6-1. DJ, well, doing his best with these little auto attacks plinking out, but not really that much that he can do.
Yeah, looks pretty even right now in every lane, right?
Yeah.
Because Ice Ice Ice, he has, I mean, looks like Kuku has a lot of CS, but he has a double wave, almost triple wave, and pushing into his tower, so.
Yeah, Ice is still going to get a decent amount here. 2-minute rune about to pop up. Neither team has any rune vision at all in this situation, so neither mid lane really knows what's going on. Abed's actually pretty low here. Need to be a little bit careful. Gonna ferry out some regen in a second, but the laser harassment has already whittled him down a little bit. Needs to be careful to, if he's going for a salve here, not to let it get cancelled. They use the scan just to make sure that nobody is sitting there waiting for the courier. Though I don't know who it would be. Everybody is currently... Oh no, Tim's is gone.
Tim's is
Tim's is invis,
yeah.
Right. Okay.
That was a good scan.
That was a solid scan.
Respectable scan right there, you know?
Safety scan. Any little thing in the early game here could mean a lot, right? Like that's probably why Tim's goes and checks if the courier is getting sniped, because this game is so important that any little if there's any little like sneaky play that you feel like you can make to give your team the edge, you're gonna make it. If there was ever a game for a courier snipe, like for Jabs, this is it. Oop. Gets slept up. They do wake him up now. Does he get the? He's already used the brain sap. He does have a fairy fire. Ice 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 just gonna pop the scorched earth and start running at them. But Tim's is still doing decent damage. Cuckoo holding on to his spells.
Need to be a little patient there, like 2 or 3 more seconds, because Cuckoo's arrow was about 5-second cooldown there. And if you waited just a little bit more, it would have been a kill, 100% kill there. But it's okay. I mean, he gets free farm now. Running, this is the walk of shame back to base, and he's gonna have all this freedom, and this Doom is gonna be pressured off the lane, and Cuckoo's just gonna farm this lane for free.
How's mid lane going? 15-5 up against the 13 for 5, but Armel's got creeps heading towards the tower, so very even. Armel a little bit low on mana, but does have his bottle up now, so seems to be an okay matchup, or at least going much better than the Pugna lane went in game 1. Yeah, looking forward to seeing some more Armel Tinker.
This Lich Tinker, or this Lich Void lane, it's not doing as well as they, I think, initially planned. DJ got a great D ward off, otherwise, if he missed that D ward, I think this lane would have been completely different. The fact that that's how you play against a Lich, you know, you need to be able to secure these pools, and if you don't do that, it's just like you're gonna lose your lane, and you're gonna lose it horribly. But they're denying as much XP as the Lich is denying with his sacrifice as well. So
Boogie's trying to connect the side pull, or at least trying to stop the connection from DJ. Can DJ get it? Oh, looks like he might be able to. Okay, so he's going to deny this entire wave. A little bit of a missed time there from Boogie.
He was actually trying to connect the wave to his creep wave as well, to deny it.
But MP ends up underneath the tower, so a couple of CS coming up for him. Does miss the range creep, unfortunately. Oh, Jab's getting jumped on. Gets another brain sap off. Ice 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 manning up against Cuckoo, but they split for a second, and Cuckoo leaps back in to draw himself first blood. That's going to be 2 bounty runes at bottom as they win this fight. And there's a quick shrine waiting for them if they so desire. Armel does just TP all the way back to base in this situation, so
3 bounties for TNC.
He's popping a smoke just to get back to lane faster. What is this? this is some unorthodox mid play, but there you go.
Who did that?
Bottom Tim's getting gone on. Right click down. Looks like Fnatic are going to find a little bit of a turnaround here as Jabs returns back to the lane. It's Armel. He TP'd all the way back to refill his bottle and then just smoked to the lane. He's also going to use the smoke to put down an observer ward, so not just the move speed smoke. It's not just the open AI smoke.
Ice doesn't even have an aura creep yet with his Devour. He just devoured the Siege right now. Gonna go for a Shrine, I think? Or 6-minute rune. Abed stacking up some Ancients. Pushes. Smart. I like how Abed always plays his TA. He pushes in lane. He gets his timing, so he's able to won't miss creep.
Getting burned down here. DJ would take a couple of bashes for Gabby to find that kill. He's still got some regen, so he trades a few more hits. But yeah, yeah, Abed doesn't seem focused at all. He doesn't want to kill or dive or pressure, right? He's just kind of getting his. He's getting farm, knows that he's going to accelerate really fast off of the Ancients, and that's what he's really looking for.
He's going to just push in mid lane on his timing, and he'll know when to be able to stack it again.
Alright, Ara's back off cooldown for Cuckoo at bottom, so Tims might be able to look for something with the Stomp. They do need to make sure that they catch both of them, kind of, otherwise there can be... Or if they don't catch Jabs, then he could, like, get a sick Nightmare dodge on the arrow. Potentially. It's not easy, but it is possible.
I think top lane's going to be a big issue for TNC once MP gets his level 6.
Yeah,
they have no real answer, and Lich is going to continue feeding. He's going to die here, I think, actually.
Yeah, Gabby jumps forward aggressively. That means his damage is going to stick the first hit bash onto DJ, though the stick charge is helping to keep him alive. He tethers away a little bit, and DJ actually surviving. MP now the one perhaps in trouble, but he has another Searing Chains. I don't think this tower shot's going to kill him. He survives on 15 HP. Doom dying at bottom. Jabs trying to finish this kill on Cuckoo. Can he do it? He gets woken up. Cuckoo leaps forward, lands the arrow, and that is going to be a double kill. So top lane not going so great for TNC, but bottom lane going really, really well for Cuckoo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Phase Boots actually picked up on Doom now, though. I mean, that doesn't matter so much. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good, but now he's going to get another triple wave that's going to be pushing into him. He has a double wave right now. They're shrining up. I say Sias will be about level 5.5, really close to 6 after these 2 waves that are coming up.
Yeah, the solo experience here is nice.
So once he gets to level 6, Cuckoo's actually going to start to feel a lot of pressure.
Jabs with a double damage. Actually, Cuckoo doesn't have any leaps for 3 seconds. This is bad. I don't think he's dead. Jabs doesn't have boots, but still. Getting forced all the way back off of that. So.
If Jabs had boots there, he would have been able to kill him.
Yeah, just a bit of a slow start for this poor Bane. Well, not so much slow as he's doing everything while DJ has already a completed wand and his full bottle, so he's sitting pretty on the net worth, and Jab's getting so many Observer Wards down. We saw this kind of in the first game, and a little bit in the second game as well, just Fnatic completely covering the Radiant jungle with Vision. We'll see how many kills it gets them here.
Looks like Armel is falling behind a little bit in mid, but he has all these stacks in his jungle right now and is going to be catching up from it. Zabed has, how many denies? 23 denies on this Tinker. Almost level 9, and Tinker's barely level 7.5 right here. Almost 2 levels above Armel. Is he going to...
Going for Jabs.
Okay.
He's in trouble. The Doom coming through. They want Cuckoo, but Ice hasn't been able to get the Infernal Blade off yet. Now he's got his Phase Boots running in. Ninja Boogie going to go for the deny here. Should be able to get it. No! He doesn't actually time it properly. Ice picks up the kill. He grabs his Hellbear and then runs on out of there. He's actually going to look for the turnaround onto Tims. A little bit more damage. One more Infernal Blade might do it. Yeah, Tims cannot afford to man up on Ice like that. Abed, they want this Armel kill. They've rotated MP over towards the mid lane. This is what the Ember excels at. There is going to be... well, not going to get another laser out. Tried to get the rearm off, but just way too long with level 1. A little bit of an unexpected rotation, but very good.
The deny from Ninja Boogie on Cuckoo was pretty difficult because Infernal Blade was still on him with the ticking Doom with that spear damage. There was too much damage, and you have to hit it in between with this 56, so it was pretty difficult there.
Yeah.
But yeah, great rotation by MP. He gets his level 6 and immediately just moves over. I think it was a smoke, right? With DJ just running over to mid, killing that Tinker, securing the kill on Tinker. And because of that kill, you know, Abed has this freedom. Mid's already pushed in. He's just going to farm these Ancients. He's going to continue snowballing here.
Yeah. Interested to see if he goes for the Blink Dagger first again and then back for the Desolator, or if it is just going to be the Deso first. It feels like the difference in timing between those two builds is like super negligible. They're going to drop a Chronosphere on Jabs. This is a 2-core rotation and a big ultimate for the super hard 5 who doesn't even have boots. So,
that is what you call worth, because TNC wanted definitely a core. They wanted the Wisp and Ember there, but unfortunately, they had to just settle with jabs. And hey, just like game 1, right? He was just feeding recklessly around the map, but he was making a lot of space because he's tanking these ganks for the cores. And it's very worth it for them. Using these big spells and Cuckoo rotating over.
And with all of that information, all 3 cores on Fnatic just go straight to farming. They're not really that worried. The Chain Frost is bouncing around a little bit though. Cuckoo looking for this kill on Ice Ice Ice, but he's pretty tanky. Gets the Scorched Earth off, and he's going to be fine. It's another
easy
ultimate
farm for that Ninja Boogie there.
Yeah, gets the whole wave.
The only way you really kill there, you had to start with an arrow. Like, the arrow had to hit, because he's obviously just gonna Scorch Fire, drums, and phase boots out, despite getting double slowed, like, which is like 50-60%. At 65%, it doesn't even matter. He's way too fast of a hero.
MP is going to be going for a Yule Scepter here on his Ember Spirit. I quite like this. It's pretty nice just to have another like TP interrupt on the Ember, because sometimes you go in, you chain somebody, and then they just double tap TP and kind of laugh at you. But also going to be important to kind of get rid of the time dilation this game, potentially. Relocate coming in at bottom. They're looking for Cuckoo, bringing in Abed. DJ free to kind of go with whoever he wants this game. Doesn't have to stick with a gyrocopter, so can be relocates out of anybody. And Ice 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 also running down Ninja Boogie. Fnatic finding kills across the map. Really starting to snowball a little bit more, and they're actually going to be able to grab this mid-tier 1 tower, it also looks like. Tims wants to slow it down, but DJ's kind of keeping him away, along with the Psionic Traps.
I don't know how I really feel about those Yules on Ember, but I guess it can work out. I mean, their main source of damage is really going to be coming through this TA, and he just wants to have more CC in these team fights, and I think that Yules can actually work out because of it.
They pop Moonlight Shadow and run forward on mid, but not really making any progress. They just kind of forced a bunch of TPs over here. Cuckoo, can he find something? Getting hit by the spirits. Abed jumping forward aggressively. Pops another trap. Just going to force out these leaps. Might even force out the Invis rune, but Murano just barely surviving. He's going for a Maelstrom at the moment.
I always feel like no matter what team Ice plays when the offlane, they always give him this free lane, man. It's just they just abandon his lane, and it's just he gets all this freedom, you know, just all this free farm.
Yep.
So he's like
up top.
MP.
Alright, dead. He's down.
Yikes. I think MP needs to stop playing this top lane, which is called the patented BSJ dead lane here, and he should just run bottom with this, play with his Doom, and secure this tower with him.
You know, pandering isn't going to get him to send you a hoodie, right? Like, that's not how this works. I saw you on Twitter asking for the...
He sent me a T-shirt, man.
Okay. All right. Well,
my boy, man.
We gotta spread the lore of the dead lane, but yeah.
Well,
MP's probably feeling.
Oh, he's actually running back top again.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this, man.
Just getting attacked down. I mean, Gabby's standing his ground here. It's gonna a little bit of this damage sticks because of the root landing onto him. That was a bit lucky for MP. Cuckoo's up here. He's hasted, gonna be looking for the arrow. He lands it and they just swarm him. DJ comes tethering in as if he can save him, but there is no way that that's gonna happen, and Fnatic just feed 2 kills in the dead lane.
Oh, now you want the hoodie, huh? I mean, the problem is they have absolutely no vision on there, and clearly no one's defending bottom already. It should be pretty obvious that these cores from TNC is just playing around top. Yeah, they may not have this chrono, and that was a pretty damn good arrow by Cuckoo. At the same time, it's just like they have no vision up here, and they shouldn't be playing. Their vision actually isn't very optimal either at the moment by Fnatic's side.
At the very least, you should have had a Remnant out in a defensive position, right? That was... When you've got no vision like this, I think it's a bit risky.
I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. He got arrowed, and I think he got bursted down, right? He wasn't able to
Yeah,
move.
but maybe he could have like, I don't know, maybe he sees the arrow coming out of the trees. He was like here, so he has maybe 0.5 seconds to react and press Remnant.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, I'll agree with you on that.
Yeah. There's also a lot of safe farm that he could have taken, right? Nobody is taking any of these dire jungle camps. Nobody was farming the Trite camp, so...
You know what? MP is transitioning into the position 3. Ice 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 is taking up that position 1 now. He has the carry Doom. He has a Shadow Blade ready, good to go. Once he's gonna pick that up and he's gonna look for this void and focus him down.
Yeah, they don't need the Ember to do a ton of damage in this game. I think it's more about he just got to find the Tinker, and he's got to spam some Searing Chains on the Void and the Mirana. Moonlight Shadow getting popped. They're looking for something. Abed would be a juicy kill if they could get it. He doesn't have a refraction up, so he just gets straight up chronoed. They drop everything on top of him, not going to give him any opportunity to survive. Tim's even dropping a tip on him in the... Oh wait, no, it's Gabby tipping him in the middle of all that. Alright.
They're like best friends, man. You know, funny story, when we used to play scrims and matches against each other back when I was in C, yeah. Gabby and Abed would just like private message each other, like spamming each other, and I was just like, guys, come on, can you take this game serious?
Yeah, come on, this is a scrim. Everybody focus up.
I'm curious if they're still doing that today, but you know.
Maybe. Ice does have his Shadow Blade up. He's got an Arcane Rune. He is itching to use a Doom. MP dies again up top. They are going to go for the relocate, but it's just DJ turning up. There's no other backup, so the two Fnatic supports are looking for this kill all by themselves. Couple of auto attacks. They've got the extra attack speed. It's got the 3 points in Brain Sap. Cuckoo gets the leap into the trees, and that's the end of this gank. They needed to bring somebody else, but Cuckoo's fine. And now
that was so unfortunate because Doom, I don't know why he canceled this TP. Maybe he just thought nothing was going to happen anymore. But he wanted to do a surprise reveal in the Shadow Blade, but he just revealed it on bottom lane, and it's unfortunate that they don't have the surprise factor on it anymore.
Yeah, still hunting in here. Sees Gabby, throws out the Doom, not even going to go for the first hit. A couple more auto attacks. Can they deny him? Yes, they can! Cuckoo! Very well timed.
Carlo Palad right there. He's not playing like a Bobo today.
Oh, that was nice. Alright, Fnatic getting just kind of... Yeah, getting stopped at every turn. MP wants to come around the corner here. They get the chains onto the Mirana. Should be able to burst him down. Chain Frost gets split off by Jabs. Good job. Drags that away. MP still wants to chase. They've got the slowdown onto Ninja Boogie. Tinker thinks about the TP in, but decides better of it in the end. So MP will just finish that kill. And now grabbing himself a double. Yeah, a little bit of harassment thrown out by Armel. He does have his Blink Dagger up now, so still farming decently on this Tinker, but his map is getting pressured a lot. You know, they've lost the tier 1 mid, they've lost the tier 1 bottom, so the jungle is not super safe for him.
I think both TA and Ember are very happy in this situation. The fact that ISS does have this Shadow Blade now, this Lich will never get any items, and he's going to be focused down by one of these cores. Like, again, he's going to be two-shotted by Abed, otherwise Ember's just going to go on him, and he's just immediately get bursted down.
Wants MP, might need to wait out the Flame Guard. They do have the Tinker up here, so Armel also going to reveal himself. Never mind. They've got the damage. DJ trying for the save once again, but looks like it might just be a feed. Armel coming in with the rockets, making sure of that kill. And I was just saying that we hadn't seen the Tinker really get involved for a little bit, but beautifully executed gank from TNC up on top.
He finishes Blink Dagger. He's closing up on his Ether Lens now as well. But yeah, I don't know. This Ember is just really falling off. His net worth is bottom 5, bottom 6 here on the chart, and I don't know what really happened. They were winning their lane pretty hard, but I think those 2 deaths just really hurt him a lot here.
Yeah, he finally finishes his Yules, but it's 19 minutes into this game.
It's a naked Yules too, because you know normally you would have a bottle and another item by now, but he just has the Yules. And yeah, I know he understands he has an IO, but
relocate in. They got a Fiend script. They don't even need the relocate. They've already just killed off this Void. Jabs continuing to make moves on his Bane. Gonna be maybe planting down some more deep observer wards. He's thinking about it, but he's also been dewarded a couple of times on these really deep obs by TNC, so maybe wants to try and pick a couple of different spots. He's running past Radiant Obs at the moment, so they know that he's trying for something on this high ground. And they're actually going to be looking for him. They're not going to let him grab this bounty, just quickly killing him off. Sentry Ward's already there. Jabs, they read that play so hard. He's going to know that he was walking on a ward somewhere, but it's going to be super hard to tell exactly where. Like, this is kind of a weird observer ward that TNC have planted in the river.
Oh, he got
the Tinker. Nice. Finds him. No escape for Armel. TA maybe gets the kill with the trap damage. No, it looks like it is going to be Ice. Armel's still juking for dear life, but no, he's dead. Alright, that's nice.
I wonder if he's gonna commit to this blink crack. I mean, it can work out, but I think an item like what Shiva's or something else might be better. But it's something to jump in. But I think it's much better just to rely on this Ember to start the fight for the team. But yeah, he needs his Sleight of Fist a little bit higher level just to have some sort of better initiations.
Oh, we see Jabs. He is going to be able to Nightmare himself. Buys a couple more seconds. He also manages to get a little bit more survivability out of the Brain Sap. MP's jumping forward, but now he's in a bit of trouble. Gabby's looking for him. They've got the Chrono, but he's also got the Shrine. They need Cuckoo's auto attacks in here. Ice is TPing in. DJ trying for the save. Looks like this time around it might be successful. They work down Cuckoo. This was a bad place for TNC to fight, especially without their Tinker. It looks like Gabby's going to be able to jump away. Armel's not interested in coming to this. He just goes down bottom to push out the wave, and oh my god, Abed. Now straight into the Roshan pit. Fnatic finding their opportunity.
For anyone laughing at MP there, he baited that whole scenario there, baiting out a Chrono, baiting out Cuckoo to commit back into him with no leaps left, and because of that, caused almost a whole team wipe and 2 buybacks.
Yeah,
so,
that was so sick.
That was pretty good damn bait by Fnatic MP there. And because of that, he's actually all caught up now. His net worth is pretty even. Yeah. On par with the Mirana.
Maelstrom's going to be a big farming pickup for him, so he's going to keep accelerating this game. Oh. Jabs played that really well, too. Just bought that extra couple of seconds. Like, he got the Brain Sap off. Oh, tried to Nightmare dodge that arrow, but just ends up straight up tanking it. Alright, well, he's brought down. Armel, though, is going to get gone on here by Ice. They don't have the Doom, but they're still locking him down. MP jumping in. Can they burst him? Armel trying to get the relocate out. Not the relocate, but trying to get the rearm off. Cuckoo, I'm losing it on this team fight. Cuckoo's dead. It's a 3 for 2 so far. MP still chasing Gabby. He's going to run over the side trap. He does have another time walk soon. MP looking for him with the chains. He doesn't make it down into the river. Gabby is about to get caught. Chains him up. Right click him down. Fnatic finds another 4 for 2.
Oh, Gabby. That was honestly, so what happened there was that arrow hit on Bane. He did try to dodge it with the arrow. Ice realized that Mirana is going to be jumping onto him, and he wanted to go for the backline. Yes, he didn't have Doom, but he wanted to scout out the backline and see if he can find anything so he can synergize with the other core, which was Abed, and he saw where the Tinker was, and because of like him scouting the backline instead of helping his Bane out, he's like, you know, screw this support, he's going to die anyways, I don't have Doom, let me focus on this backline. Because of that, that team fight was in favor of Fnatic just because of Ice scouting out that Tinker.
Yeah,
and the backline.
Yeah, and without the Tinker, they don't really have the damage to take these fights. I feel like things are going to change a little bit if TNC can just get a fight near some vision, get a proper Chronosphere down. As we saw, they can still definitely find these kills, but the last couple of minutes have just been going really well for Fnatic, and now they've got a 5k net worth lead. They're hunting for more.
So the thing that we see now is with Fnatic's lineup, they're going to hit this timing, and they need to thrive off this timing, because eventually, if TNC gets their BKBs and Lincolns, and with all of Fnatic's single target spells, it's going to be very difficult for them to take these fights. So they need their Roshan, they need their timing is coming up soon. Abed's finishing up, he actually has his BKB. They have 2 BKBs, so this is their timing here. They should have a smoke ready as well. And I think they should look for 2 objectives. Either they're going to look for a fight, take Roshan, and I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to look for a fight right now with their dual BKB here.
Yeah, they're charging out. They do have some vision in the river. They've seen that Cuckoo's gone leaping up into here. Yeah, so the line is drawn. Jabs knows that Cuckoo is just up here farming somewhere. Radiant scan.
Out too.
Oh, but it's scanned at the pit. Do they think that they might just be going for the Roshan? Ninja Boogie's running over here as if he wants to check, but he runs straight into Ice. He's going to be able to get the Chain Frost out, but Jabs once again dragging it to the side. Okay, they finally managed to split that up. That was such an unfortunate spot to get scanned in, because it was as if maybe they were rushing instead, so at least it's only Ninja Boogie that dies.
Yeah, they're just exchanging, man. Jabs would feed, and now Ninja Boogie. And Precision It's perfectly fine, though. But like I said, it's just like they don't want to take this game late versus TNC, because this Tinker's going to go out of control. They're going to have their Lincolns and BKBs, and Fnatic don't really have an answer for it at all.
Yeah, the itemization later on is going to make life very hard for the Doom. They got to keep using Ice's strength as much as they can right this second.
is under attack.
What else do we have going on? So TA is going to be going for a Hex next on Abed. He's farming pretty well, still #1 on the net worth. Tinker is going for the Aghanim Scepter. Do you like this decision this game? To just go for the Ags?
I think it's fine.
Oh, well, right as I said that, he's swapped to Dagon.
Dagon
so,
might be better. Yeah, I was about to say Dagon might be better, but Ags is okay. Because they're gonna have an insane amount of burst damage with the natural order from the ET as well, so you gotta put that in perspective.
Yeah, he's probably looking at these BKBs as well and just being like, is the Aghanim's blind really, like, is the laser blind really gonna be that super useful in this situation? So instead, just gonna get the single target burst, hopefully bring down the Wisp or the Bane super quickly. Cuckoo still quite a ways away from getting this Lincoln Sphere. And what's MP going for next? And Disc.
DJ is actually opting for this BKB as well. I'm actually curious. I wonder how that works. So, you know, if Doom uses Doom on a target, and then he tethers him after he uses Doom, does it reset the timer on the Doom on the target?
I don't know. My gut says that he would need to be tethered when he casts the Doom, but, like, I'm not sure.
So would it linger?
I think if he untethers him, then maybe it would start to, like... But then it would make sense that if that's the way that it works, then it would make sense that if he tethered him during the Doom, that it would reset,
good, huh?
right? I don't know.
Cool.
Somebody test this and get back to us. Oh, Jabs trying to get a D-ward done here. He's just going to get bursted instantly. Say goodbye. TNC over near the pit. Ice holding his ground. Does have the BKB, feeling a little bit more confident. There is a sentry ward here. They're going to spot him. They drop the Chronosphere. It's only on the Doom. He didn't manage to get the BKB off. He's now going to be burst down. Abed's looking for the jump in, though. MP finds his opportunity. With no Chronosphere, there's nothing to control him, and Fnatic are just swarming the pit. Wow. Abed finds a double. That fight looked okay to start with for TNC. Actually, Armel still manages to outplay MP. He somehow escapes and bursts down the Ember. Did MP die with... He died with Yule Scepter on...
yes, he did. He had every spell up, honestly. And it was his turn rate. That's what it was. You know, if it was in League of Legends, he would have had instants. Okay, just kidding. Just trolling about that. But yeah, I don't know what that was. It was just like kind of facepalm myself too. But you know, some mistakes like that always happen. You know, no one's perfect, and you know, Armel was just the better player in that moment there. Yeah. So.
Armel certainly presses buttons real fast. We'll say that much. So, okay, it doesn't really end up being a huge fight win one way or the other. Just kind of a bit of a tussle for some control around Roshan. Speaking of Roshan control, look at this vision situation for Fnatic. You can tell exactly where they want to be playing right now. They got a ward on this high ground. They got a ward on the low ground. They got a ward on the other high ground. They got a ward in the river. They are really trying to lock down the area around Roshan.
What sucks about certain drafts sometimes is you never want to play a draft with knowing that you have a timer, and that the fact that Fnatic feel like they're on a timer right now to actually win the game. And
Boogie gripped. All right, he's dead. Whoop, we got to Doom a little bit further out onto the Mirana. Ice gonna pop his BKB and just start chasing this one down. Gabby still no Chronosphere for 30 seconds, so all he can do is watch as their one position. Well, I guess they're three position players brought down. Yeah.
Yes, and this is what I was talking about. It's just about their timing here. And it's like they desperately needed this Roche to really start pushing and being more aggressive and being able to play on their side of the map. And you know, he's gonna get this Roshan. They get this Roshan kill. He's gonna finish off his Hex, and they're gonna be able to pressure TNC much more now because of it, and have a little bit more lockdown as well.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough to deal with. Abed in the next couple of minutes. They are coming in here. Ooh, very nice positioning on dodging that Echo Stomp. But yeah, even if that had landed, it's still totally free Roshan. Fnatic grabbing it.
I'm glad DJ didn't get the Aghanim bonus because it'd only be for a Bane and a Doom, and that's completely and pretty damn worthless.
Yeah, it's definitely not good. Then 75 Spirit Hero damage is pretty sweet.
Yes, sir. How much damage is that? NA math ain't working out for me right now.
I think doesn't it update the tooltip, so it's like...
Yeah, but 155, huh?
Yeah, 155 times... How many? 5? So, 250 on 5, it's like 750 damage or something. That's before magic resist, right?
775, man.
Yeah. Close.
I think. Is it? I think so. Yeah,
I think so, yeah. You pull up the calculator. I'm the one. I'm one of them controlling the camera here. MP jumping forward. Spots Ninja Boogie. Gabby does have a Chronosphere. Looks like they're just going to lose Boogie immediately. He doesn't even cast the Chain Frost. We did have a jump away, but Armel actually being controlled over in the trees. One more auto attack to bring him down. Fnatic finding those 2 kills quickly. I don't know if TNC had any business really trying to push this bottom tier 1.
Did that really happen? Oh my gosh, they killed the courier a minute ago. If he had the Hex there, that Tinker would have been dead. The courier is dead. He doesn't have his... I was wondering why, like... Abed.
Well, I mean, Tinker still died, but...
Oh, did it? Not Tinker. No, someone... Oh, who TP'd there?
I think was it Marana? It must have been Marana who...
Marana, then. Sorry.
Yeah.
I meant another core. Sorry. Said the name wrong.
That's fine.
But yeah, his courier died and doesn't have his Hex.
Well, maybe they get him this time around. They got the Fiend Script, DJ's running in. They don't even really need the help from MP. Gabby's gonna pop the Chrono and the BKB. They've got the Nightmare save for a second, but MT still brought down. Ice 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 now coming in. Chain Frost bouncing around a little bit. DJ's out of there. Gabby's still doomed. They were hoping that they could get a deny. Ninja Boogie's dying on the right side of the fight. Tim's is maybe dying on the left-hand side. Yep, Abed dodging the stomp, able to chase him down, and that is going to be all 5 heroes dead. Abed even making sure to pick up the gem here. That was just an utter disaster for TNC. Fnatic, you said that they had to find their timing, and boy are they finding it in these last couple of minutes.
Yeah, like I said, it's no one on TNC really have their Lincolns now, and that's once they get that, then it's a lot harder for Fnatic to take these fights. But the fact that they have their Aegis, and they're just gonna continue pushing onto their pressure. Void is dead. They're gonna go for top, have more map control, and just play on their side of the map, you know. And the courier is gonna be spawning up. Abed's actually opting for a Boots of Travel as well. So I think right now Fnatic should place Tinker wards on both sides of the map, and just, you know, because they're gonna have so much cash for this Tinker. You know, this Doom will have his net, Abed will have his Hex, and they have Bane to set up anywhere on the map, and they have a Wisp relocate as well, alongside with the Ember.
Yeah.
And I like what Ember's picking up as well. He definitely does need that. One item that he's trying to buy.
Aeon Disc?
Aeon Disc.
Yeah, that's the one. He needs it against the Void, right? He just keeps getting chronoed and then getting focused down. So, alright. Nice little bit of extra survivability for MP. Still gonna have to be careful. There's plenty of other ways that it could get popped, right? Just a Dagon in the face or something like that. And MP did actually opt for the Flame Guard Absorb in this game, interestingly enough, on the Ember Spirit. I feel like I hardly ever see that talent.
Line's been drawn by Ice Ice Ice. Push in mid lane. Let's play around bottom in their jungle, take their tier 2, and look into potentially even high ground if the Aegis is still up. I think they have 1 more minute on the Aegis, so I don't think they'll be able to hit that. They're gonna have to bait them out of their base.
Armel just blinks right into him! He gets the interrupt. Okay, they are going to get the relocate coming in. Abed gets arrowed. They try and pop the dust, but Tinker's just a little bit too fast. That move speed talent is coming in handy this time around. Armel is just trucking it. Gabby got a Chronosphere, catches it onto 2. Wisp is still trapped in here. Ice, Ice, Ice. Can they actually focus him down? Do they have the damage? He gets the BKB off. Shadowblade is on cooldown. He's dead for 75, but Abed jumps in with the Hex. Brings down the Tinker. He's still got his BKB. MP locking down 2 with the Root. He jumps in the path of the arrow, it looks like. He's still surviving, though, with the Yule Scepter. MP's not even dead, and Abed finds an ultra kill. Fnatic, some very nice play there. The TA is just way too big. And even though they couldn't catch the Tinker the first time around, but they bring him down afterwards, and it is looking like at this point Fnatic might be taking this series. Buyback from the Tinker, but he can't even afford to go top. He can't afford to get hexed again. So
that is playing so well, man. This wow.
Yeah, he really is the star player for the team, 100%. Okay, Aegis is down. They're working on the tier 3. The Rockets are not really doing anything. The supports are a little bit annoyed, but Abed is just standing his ground. MP now up here on the high ground, so Tinker gonna have to back up a little bit further. Armel just waiting for mana, and Fnatic playing this pretty darn disciplined. Are just gonna back up, get the D wards, get the shrines. Maybe wait around for the Roshan, or just looking for a good pickoff. Abed finds Armel at bottom. He Boots of Travel down there. He knew exactly where he was going.
He had the trap preemptively already there for him. He knows, man.
He's in his head.
Abed's a Tinker player too, man. He knows where he's gonna blink. this Pinoy brethren right there, you know? Just wow. This is their push. This is actually
Is that just it?
this might be GG here. They're just obviously gonna push this.
80 seconds, no Tinker. They've pretty much
No
got
buyback of
everything.
Mirana. He just finished his Lincolns, which I think it's good. I don't think you want to say buyback. That Lincolns is pretty game winning as well. That's why he's able to stay in the front right now, be in the front line. But I don't know. I think Fnatic they should just play aggressive. They're just gonna jump into their base.
Yeah.
Go NP with the A on this, so he feels pretty secure with the extra survivability. Butterfly actually finished on Abed. He's like, screw the buyback, man. It's time to end the game right here, right now.
Yeah. Abed hanging back a little bit. They are just letting MP siege their racks for now. TNC trying to make an aggressive play. They need a big multi-man chrono. They're looking for it on Gabby, but Fnatic are positioning themselves further and further over to the left, making this more difficult. The dire scan reveals that they are up on this high ground. They do manage to get the Hex onto Gabby now. He won't be able to get the Chronosphere off. He doesn't have a buyback either. Down for 75 seconds. Ninja Boogie next on the chopping block. He's down inside of the base. Ice has gotten the Doom onto Tim's, chasing him back. And that is... Wait. That's
They called it. Oh.
No, that's an allied chat, GG.
Okay.
Wait for it. 10 seconds on the Tinker. I think it is GG, but yeah, still gonna... TNC are gonna make Fnatic work for it. Alright. Tinker's up. Armel, show me your moves. What you got? That's one rocket. Okay, second rocket. Staying in the trees. MP might be looking for him. He has to stay really safe. Armel, they've got the Shivas coming out. They have managed to focus down Cuckoo. He leaps, and he gets finished off. Armel, where is he? Alright, still just nuking down Ice. They haven't finished this final lane of racks just yet. Tim's also with the stomp, buying some time. MP needs to be careful. He gets zapped down, but Abed finds Armel inside of the trees, finishes him off. Abed playing so well this game. MP is going to buy back, and finally, we do have the GGs coming in. Congratulations to Fnatic. They move on to the grand finals, but more importantly, they are going to the Kuala Lumpur Major. They've punched their ticket, taking this series against TNC 2-1.
Wow. Both TA games by Abed. His first game, he was 12-0-17. This game, he's 15-1-14. Phenomenal performance by Abed. Game 2, you know, I'll just say that came down to a draft issue. You know, Void also countering Invoker. And it was just a very difficult game. But let's just go with game 1 and game 3. I think Abed definitely MVP for this series.
Yeah, total of 1 death between those 2 games, right? First game 0 deaths, this game 1 death. Very, very impressive scoreline. I have to give some shoutouts to Jabs as well on his Bane this game, though. I feel like he really made a lot of moves, really made a lot of plays happen, setting up for those relocate ganks with the Fiend scripts. So I wasn't too surprised to see him kind of picking that up for himself in the first phase. And I guess the nice thing for Fnatic is that game 2, they lose, they still pick the Wisp first here. DJ still has a pretty big impact, and showing that it's not just about the Gyrocopter Wisp, right? That they're still able to use the other aspects of this hero, and they're still very much a Wisp team.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think Jabs is one of the other secondary MVP. You know, likewise with game 1 and even game 3 here. You know, he took a lot of smoke ganks. He went into the areas where they were the most unsafe, where they're likely to smoke gank. He broke multiple smokes. He took on 4 or 5 man, you know, where they were just hiding, and just he took a lot of deaths, but they were most of his deaths, I'd say 90% of his deaths were actually really good deaths, and making all this space for the cores, for Ice or Abed to push these lanes in and to farm more safely and secure, you know. And because of that, you know, it's just made the game flow much easier. But yeah, I mean, like, I think this lineup is really, they're working out, because, you know, like we all talked about how MP is one of the most selfless carries, and, you know, Ice, Abed, and DJ being pretty more of the greedier side on when it comes to cores. DJ being a support, but he's a pretty greedy support, and it works out pretty well. You know, you can look at the net worth. You know, Ice and Abed is usually the top 2, with MP kind of lingering around somewhere in the middle. Yeah, I mean, like I said, good play by Fnatic overall. You know, they really hit their timings. They did their, you know, their Roshan. And if the game progressed any longer, and honestly, if TNC just won like 1 or 2 team fights, and Gabby getting his BKB Lincolns, and likewise with Cuckoo, it would have been a lot different. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. And, you know, Fnatic push to their timings, and we did it.
Yeah, I do start to wonder if I mean it's tough to say because the grand finals are both teams will have already qualified, but if they are taking it seriously, I would imagine that maybe this Templar Assassin is a hero that they start to look at a little bit more in terms of maybe banning it out, not giving Abed the opportunity, because there are, I think the Invoker is another one of these heroes that can kind of do the same thing, right, by themselves, find a lot of solo kills, find a lot of farm, kind of take over the game. But I think it would be good to kind of push Abed out of his comfort zone, because these TA games just look way too easy for him, right? He does fine in the lane, he farms Ancients, he's got the whole formula, goes and finds the support pickoffs, really nice usage of the side traps to keep on finding farm and split pushing the side lanes, and TNC didn't seem to have a way to deal with it.
Well, yeah, to be fair, I mean, Abed does have they're pretty free TA games for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, they don't have any heroes that can instantly take off Refraction. And it was just, I don't know. It's just, I mean, the last play by Abed was pretty sick. It's like AGOD versus AGOD Junior here, and, AGOD obviously prevailed. No, I mean, I say call him Junior because he doesn't have the most, he has some experience, and he's, building his way up into there. And, yeah, I don't know. Just GG's, man.
Yeah, so I don't know. We still have more games today. So TNC are now going to drop down into the lower bracket to play up against Lotac. I don't know if you're interested in sticking around for that one.
I'll cast that. That's Yamate's team, right? Dude, that's some rivalry too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, every matchup in SCA, right? It's just like everyone's played with everybody. There's beef. There's like it's great. It's a great region to be casting. But yeah, that's the Ohio Yamate like AU stack.
Yeah. I mean, it goes with me too. I think every single one of these teams that have a teammate in each one, like it goes Admiral, TNC, Fnatic, and Lotac.
Yeah.
So I'm all over too. So it makes it entertaining to honestly cast their games.
All right, cool. So finally, one last congratulations to Fnatic. We're going to see them in Kuala Lumpur. This next match is also a qualification match, so make sure you guys tune in for that one. Lotac versus TNC. Going to be coming up in about 25 minutes. TNC do get a little bit of a break before the next series, so we'll be back then. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you soon.